of dragon's blood wouldn't do us any harm. A drop of dragon's blood wouldn't do us any harm. A drop of dragon's blood wouldn't do us any harm. 'Cause it's D&D game time. Oh, we'll roll the old dice and sing a song. We'll roll the old dice and sing a song. We'll roll the old dice and sing a song. 'Cause it's D&D game time.
Oh, a bottle of rum won't do us any harm. A bottle of rum won't do us any harm. A bottle of rum won't do us any harm. 'Cause it's D&D game time.
Oh, we'll roll the old dice and sing a song. We'll roll the old dice and sing a song. We'll roll the old dice and sing a song. 'Cause it's D&D game time.
Oh, there's ghosts in the sea and dead men in the sand. Old Saltmarsh sleeps while its enemies plan. Best batten down your hatches, there's a storm near at hand.
We should have stayed on land. Oh, we'll roll the old dice and sing a song. We'll roll the old dice and sing a song. We'll roll the old dice and sing a song. 'Cause it's D&D game time. Arr!
And welcome back, everyone. Last session, the party found themselves quite cornered in the Lizardfolk lair after returning with... What is going on?
Nothing, Peter. Continue. Go ahead. You're doing great.
Oh, quite cornered in the Lizardfolk lair after returning, having slayed the legendary crocodile Thousand Teeth. Wait, no, I got that backwards. They returned successful, not cornered, because that was the previous session. Right. So they returned victorious with Thousand Teeth, and then had some other diplomacy to accomplish. They had been given free pass throughout the Lizardfolk lair, but they had not earned the complete trust of the people nor the queen, so they set about to do that. A few things were accomplished. Some expert diplomacy on the part of Sarayan to secure the alliances and sort of patch up the alliances with some of the other aquatic races, as well as distracting some younglings. The attempt to heal a few of the dead lizard folk, and some persuasion checks with both the queen and with her minister Sauriv to give the party the chance to be honest about their intentions and convince Othokent and Sauriv that they indeed did wish an alliance and wished no harm to the lizard folk themselves. After that, a feast was thrown, and Sarayan, as the guest of honor, had to sit through a very, very strange banquet of lizard folk delicacies, one course after another, challenging her palate and stomach alike. She only vomited 1.5 times, sort of. Or was it just once? Just once.
It was just the one time.
Which was impressive and not enough to make her a disgrace at the head table. So, all of those successes happening, and no outright failures upsetting the rest of the lizard folk. The party felt as though they had secured the favor of the lizard folk people. They were offered a place to stay for the night, and just during what must have been early morning, they heard a knocking sound at the door, and then a loud thump and sliding sound against it. Opening the door, they found a dead lizard folk with a knife stuck in its back. They followed a trail of blood and corpses to the throne room, where they heard the sound of combat emanating from within. Throwing open the doors, they saw a sea elf who they had seen previously amongst the other aquatic races, standing over the bleeding body of Queen Othokent. Along with him and with her in this room, they saw a number of dead and disabled Sahuagin, some slain lizard folk, and 3 other Sahuagin who were ready to engage them in combat. My friends, this is where we pick up. Please roll initiative, and if you would like to adjust your tokens a bit, to where you think you would have been, you may. Talise, please drag yourself on as you are joining this combat.
I was gonna ask, was there a rest when I missed last week?
Yes, consider yourself fully rested.
I'm sorry, Peter, are we on a map?
Oh!
Just looking at
this may take a
situation.
moment or two to load. It's a big one, so.
Oh, no.
It's a big one.
And yes, Talise, you would
I
have been
didn't say it.
aware of these events. So, Inaris, did you mention that as you were on your way to this throne room, you had tried to help out some of the people that you saw?
Yes.
I believe you messaged me that. We didn't quite have time to get over it because we were right at the end of a session. So you were able to, if just using your cantrip Spare the Dying, there were 2 Lizardfolk who were still alive and bleeding that you were able to just tap and prevent from passing beyond the passing into the beyond. So, can everyone see themselves here on this map now?
Yes, indeed.
Excelente. I see Moriah and Melvin on the turn tracker. Here, the rest of you are coming in. Really nice initiatives so far. I'm seeing an 18, a 15, a 21 from Nether.
Woohoo!
Takes
Aha,
a
there we
Nice.
go. There's a
Drop.
nice 3 from Talise. I was getting nervous there.
I was like, there's a steep drop at Soraya. And then there's
No,
some-
I got you.
all downhill from there.
Maybe Melvin
I'll throw the
would
curve.
probably not put himself right in the front.
I was going to say I would not be in the front of this group.
As I said, you can rearrange yourselves
The
in
dice
this little
tell a story,
group here.
Melvin.
So. All right, I see 5 of you on the initiative tracker at the moment. And Neris, did you roll?
Yes. It
Well,
should be 15.
What was your number?
15.
15? All right. And then I'm looking for Sarayan. What did you roll?
I rolled a 10.
10. All right, we're all set. Queen Othokent is bleeding out before you, Nether. And these 3 fishmen start looking towards you. This one to the left is particularly large and hulking.
Nether closes her fists, and you see her eyes begin to glow, and a sort of a damp mist begins to swirl around her feet and just curls up her body as she says, Valsadeli, and she disappears. Cast invisibility upon myself. And then
Very cool.
I move 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 6. Hey, wait. Can I get in? My movement is 30.
You might not be able to.
1, 2, 3, 4. You can move diagonal from Mariah to
Okay.
Yep.
So I'll move
1,
to
2,
there.
3, 4,
Actually,
5. You can get here with 25 feet.
Yeah, that tracks.
I'll get to there.
Okay. Invisibly.
Invisibly.
I believe that is it for you, yes?
It is indeed.
All right.
Past turn.
This is interesting. So, the sort of coral armored guy here, he has enormously broad shoulders, and he's covered in what looks to be a combination of shells and like sort of marine type carapace. Some of it shining like mother of pearl, other of it crusted like old ancient clams. And he runs forward with a spear hoisted in the air. Would kind of actually probably run through Nether, which is interesting.
She's very small.
Indeed. So he will sort of bump into you, and probably just continue forward, not really knowing what's going on. He is in a bit of a blood frenzy at the moment, and he is going to take a first attack at Inaris. You can see I have a 19 to hit right there.
That hits.
That's a lot of damage.
Yes. Which is incorrect.
Okay.
That'll be a total of, well, he rolls terrible damage now. It's a 4. 4 points of damage to Inaris. It was
It's a big difference from
together.
18.
It was adding them together for some
Yeah.
reason. I have no idea where that plus 10 came from. Definitely not on the stat block. It will then, Inaris, as it withdraws this spear back, which is now the tip coated with your blood, it kind of brings the tip closer and then smells the blood on the end and then licks it and then unleashes this roar towards you, and in a frenzy takes 2 more stabs. The mere sight of your blood seems to have drawn it into this intense excitement for battle and gore. It rolls these next 2 attacks with advantage because of your wounds. I have a natural 20, which will come to be 9 damage, plus an extra d8 on the Kraken dice is going to be 6, so 15 more points of damage. Are you still standing?
Barely. Can I call in sick?
Nope.
You're a bit quiet there, Chill.
Was that
The
on
next
purpose? Because you
attack
did?
comes in at also at advantage, 18 to hit, which I believe hits as well,
It's me.
and that will be 4.
I will cutting words that on the damage roll, just in case.
On the second one?
Yeah.
Okay.
No, the one that you're rolling right now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I see. All right. You can do that on damage, it's not on the attack
Yeah.
roll? Is the
Attack
damage
roll,
Cool.
ability
Perfect.
check, or damage roll.
Nice. Awesome. So 8 points of damage, but Mariah is going to roll against that. What do you
4.
say to try to distract this blow from landing upon Inaris, or at least lessen the impact?
Hey, you big corally fuckface! I don't know.
This is why Mariah is the best bard.
Silently, Nether just shakes her head. Just,
Distracting him ever so slightly from driving this spear through the center of
I hope it was
your
enough.
friend Inaris. Go ahead and roll the reduction.
4.
All right, you take 4 points of damage, Inaris.
Oh my god.
Are you alive?
I have 1 point left. I have 1 hit point left. I'm concerned.
My heart.
So how much damage did you take between those 3? Just curious.
23.
23 points of damage from the Sahuagin champion.
Oh my
All
god.
right,
While we're on that
Mariah.
note, a big thank you to Pixie that's just donated $10. Healing potion, please. Is her exact words.
It
Thank you very
sounds
much,
like
Pixie.
it's needed. All right,
Pixie is a hero.
we will roll a D100 here, and it's a regular healing potion.
Who has it?
Going to... We have 3 12s there. That's not helpful at all. Just going to re-roll it. Not to me either. Prion, you get the potion.
Thank you very
Doesn't do
much,
any good in the
Pixie.
dead cleric's pocket, so... Mariah, you're up.
All right. Looking past this fellow and into the room, and I believe is it okay around this corner? Can I see the blue fellow standing over the queen?
Yes.
Or- okay.
That
am
is
I-
you you'd have to look around, and it would incur quite a bit of cover from a range attack perspective, but you have line of sight.
Line of sight is what matters here. So I'm gonna peer out kind of like putting one hand on Talise and like leaning over partway into her space. And she hears me muttering a little bit under my breath as some very grating notes start to play on the air and manifest in the Blue Man Group's elf's mind for a dissonant whispers. I need a wisdom saving throw.
I'm coming in at 11 on the save, so that is a failure.
So that is a sad 9 psychic damage, but it's something. And then let's see here.
He has to run away, right?
Yeah, he has to immediately use his reaction, if available, to move as far away as his speed allows.
5, 10, 15, 29, 30. He runs away down a passageway.
And all right, Prion, go kick these motherfuckers in the ass. Have a bardic inspiration.
Brian, you've been inspired, and it is your turn.
I
Firing stuff there.
I know.
apologize to Talise as I try to nimbly pass through her. She's 5'10", don't know obviously Nether's there, so I step in the way. Do I feel someone in that space?
You would, yes. It would be, you'd probably brush past someone, and you would, if you move in, you feel like there's not as much room. You're kind of squeezing at the moment.
Okay. I will move past one more and then attack this guy here.
Okay.
With a booming blade trident. Try to anyway. For a crit.
Hey!
Natural 20. Nice.
That's what we want to see.
I don't. What all of these
Oh, well,
numbers?
oh god, that damage is so hard to look at.
Right, so it is. So what? That's okay. So it's the top one, isn't it? So it's 6 plus
6 points of
critical.
damage.
So it's 12 points of damage, correct?
Yeah. Mhm.
Yes, 12 points of damage. The booming blade is upon him. What else can I do? I am going to act the surge.
Action charge!
Action charge!
What did you say?
Action
See
charge!
Prion steal
Charge.
himself and go for a few more, or another attack.
15 to hit.
What sort of synergy is happening?
You've got a thing.
Unfortunately,
if you
Oh, I've
as
got
you
a D6 inspiration.
Action charge!
you okay, all right.
19 to hit.
That was close, my friend. That was very close. I'll let you get through that one, but guys, will please be clear about rolling your D6 inspirations.
Another 5 points of damage.
All right.
500.
You think
damage.
of you steel yourself and try to drive this spear in between these solid parts of the carapace, and your spear doesn't quite go, and you think of Mariah's words, and it'd be really embarrassing if this just tinked off, so you just give it a little extra oomph, and in it goes under the plates into its body, and it starts to bleed out.
Oh,
And
nice.
we move on to Melvin.
Well, okay. I've seen that Daenerys got pretty badly messed up there, so I flip through my book, find a page, and I start casting a spell, and suddenly a huge torrent of pages starts flying out of my spell book and starts plastering itself to my body as I cast mage armor and cover myself in paper, which melds to my skin.
Paper mache mage armor, I love it.
It was
Cool.
Earth Day yesterday. Reduce, reuse, recycle.
There you go.
And that'll be my turn.
Daenerys, you have taken 3 heavy blows from this champion.
Oh god. There's so many things that she needs to do. Where's my healing word? Can I healing word myself?
Really quiet, Chelsea.
God, I hate I think I have a new mic coming, so I'm not worried.
Gotta get it right in your face, girly.
I have a new mic coming, so it should be good. Can I healing word myself?
Yeah.
I'm gonna healing word myself.
Okay.
And the word is
Ow! Fuck! Ow!
Oh.
No. Yes. Okay. 3.
And you healing word yourself for 3 points of healing.
And then I can't move without getting a opportunity attack, can I?
No, you cannot. You could.
Healing word's a bonus action, so she could dodge.
She could disengage.
Disengage, yeah.
Yeah, I wanna disengage
And move.
and move. GTFO. Like, let's see. Can I go to the other side of Mariah?
Yes.
Okay. It's like, bye.
Yep. Hello.
Bleeding out. Be right back. And she moves.
All right. Cool. That brings us to the sea elf. 2, 3, 4. Who will come around the corner here, and he has a dagger, but now it seems to have produced a spear, which he will look about and level at Prion and throw from his current position. Prion, I have a 21 to hit with a spear throw.
Prion will just spin his trident, like someone would do a baton, and it knocks it away by casting shield.
Alrighty. So with shield, your AC is what now?
24.
24. Wow. Alright. So that is all he can do. He is going to move closer. He draws this other dagger and moves closer to Queen Othokent. Sarayan, it is your turn.
Okay, so Sarayan is going to use one of her spell slots to cast Command, and she's going to attempt to halt the sea elf in his tracks. So, let me see. Okay.
All right. So you are telling him you can give a one-word command that he will obey. So what is the command that you are giving?
It's going to be very poetic, and she's going to say, "Halt!"
That just means he has to stop. You could still attack from there. You need to get him to leave.
Oh, I thought that. Oh, sorry.
It doesn't paralyze
it's
him or anything.
Yeah.
So.
Fine. Then I'm going to tell him to flee.
Okay, that works. He's just yo-yoing him around here.
No, hold on. No, wait. Go away. I mean,
Wisdom save. I've got a 7. So on his turn, he will have to obey that. That's how that works, right? It's on your turn that he has to obey. Very good. Anything else from Sarayan?
I will also take some of my movement to get into the room. So I will go to, I guess, right next to Prion.
Okay. Are you okay incurring an attack of opportunity to move in there? You did move past the brute in the doorway there.
Yeah, that's fine.
Okay. I have a 19 to hit you.
Oh, damn it. Okay, yeah, that hits.
I was gonna say, I think that does it as he wields it with 2 hands and sort of catches you in the side as you move past. You can see now Inaris has fled, but as you start to bleed out, they start to look at you hungrily as your blood begins to spill down on the floor. You take 9 points of damage.
All right, thanks.
And as your turn ends on initiative count 10, losing ties, they both, the Lizardfolk here, and I should have said I was remiss to not omit that this is Vardagach here in the corner. Both he and Queen Othokent will make death saves on initiative count 10. Vardagach takes a step closer with a 19, as does the Queen. But the hungry Sahuagin now turn towards you, Sarayan, unable to resist the scent of your blood, and will each make 2 spear attacks against you at advantage. The first hit I have is a 23, that's a natural 20 actually. For a critical hit, does a 17 hit Sarayan? 17 does. Okay, so armor class 18. All right, so then 16 misses. The second one will also attack you twice. I've got double 18s. 3 hits of damage coming, one of them a crit from the spear. Sarayan, you take 3 plus 7, so 10 more points of damage from the crit. These next 2, the other one comes and hits you twice, expertly finding the chinks in your armor and driving this tip of the spear home. It's going to be another 13 points of damage on top of that.
I'm down.
As you see Sarayan fall before these hungry-looking, fiendish fish. Talise.
Great. Okay. Awesome. I would like to not have a panic attack. And make sure I'm not muted. Can I go... Can I move, like, on the corner there and sidestep an attack of opportunity?
They've already had one.
No, you would need to move in this door first. And because that's exactly what the path that Sarayan had to take to get in.
They haven't had a turn since their last attack of opportunity.
Yeah. He's already had it.
You're right.
Should be okay.
That is true, though.
That's why you guys are the great guys. Then I will announce the only
This
time
one,
I'm ever gonna
however,
say that
has
to you guys.
not taken an attack of opportunity.
Yeah.
Cool. Great. Cool. Then I will.
There's just
guess.
cowering there invisibly as people run through and just get killed.
Yeah.
Poor Nether.
Dang it, Nether.
Hey, I'm down, but I'm not out.
Then I can't cast anything to help you from here on my action that I want to do. So I will cast. I don't want to do Thunder Wave. I was going to do that, and I don't want to do that either. I will cast. Where are you? Sacred Flame at the guy right there. The guy right next to me that already had his attack of opportunity.
Oh, right, on the champion.
See.
I've rolled a 21 on my dexterity saving throw.
Oh, you failed.
Natural 19.
You
Ah,
failed.
ha, ha.
Damn it.
I am sorry. Do you not have healing word prepared?
I do have Healing Word. I was going to do that as my bonus.
Oh, great. Okay. When you said there's nothing you can do to help, I thought you can do
No.
healing word at range. So
No. In a perfect world, I was going to do something and then healing is the second. Yeah,
understood. Okay.
So Healing Word at my lovely Sarayan for 6.
All right.
You.
Good luck.
Sarayan, you return to life thanks to the power of Vulcar.
The power of Valkor.
The power of friendship. Saray.
That too.
Which brings us back to the top. Nether.
Nether will dart past Prion and dart past the. Does she get a difficult terrain? I assume Sarayan's prone.
Yes, it's still. She still occupies that space.
All right. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We'll move to here. She sees that pretty boy elf man is getting ready to leave, and she summons, and of course nobody can see this. She has in her hands all of a sudden appear sort of like lichen and seaweed that just sort of manifested. She puts it down on the body of the queen, and she will do a medicine check.
Okay, go ahead and roll it.
I have the Kraken, which I assume is a natural 20.
It is.
Doesn't do anything with.
Unfortunately, not. But you have stabilized the queen.
Stabilized her, right? It's not like a death saving throw. It just is an auto success. All right. How about her? Can I stand on her space?
You'll be squeezing, but yes, you can move into it, but you will be squeezing with
stand
her.
over her.
Gotcha.
And that's my action and my movement. And I don't really have anything I can do with a bonus. So, done.
Okay. Well, it comes to
Beast of a natural 20.
That comes to the champion, who will
Go to attacking me.
look and kind of look around. And he's looking hungrily around, but he looks down at himself and kind of looks at you, Priyan, and shakes his head, and then attacks you.
Do it.
First, with his spear. Wow, I have another natural 20.
Misses.
So that will be...
Is my shield still up, isn't it?
Doesn't matter with a natural 20.
Yeah, I know, yeah.
And it
My
wouldn't be,
shield's
it would have just dropped at
Okay.
or it would have dropped. No, it would be up. Yeah,
not
this is
bad.
the only way it could have hit you with 19 or a natural 19 or a natural 20 would be the only ways. So you still have your shield up though. Nope, that's wrong. Wielding it two-handed. Yeah, 11 points of damage, which is max, plus another 3 for the crit is 14. And then you will see him smile as he draws blood, and again will take a big old lick of your blood off of the tip of the spear, and then go into a frenzy, attacking twice more, this time with advantage. I've got an 8 and a 9 on the next attack, and the others are good, but not good enough. 17 and 16, as he is very disappointed as the spear deflects off your armor and shielded energy again. But he is in a blood-frenzied rage.
Do I
Mariah.
get anything bonus against him now then? Is that a barbarian thing? No.
Nope. These Sahuagin seem to be particularly drawn to anyone who is wounded or bleeding in particular.
Gotcha.
Much like sharks in bloodied water.
Okay. All right. Well, I don't like the look of this fellow. So humming out these same discordant notes again. But you know what? Let's throw an upcast at that. Wow, I'm rolling really badly. I need a DC 13 Wisdom save from the big chunky dude.
Jonky dude, wisdom save. This time he succeeds with a 17.
All right. So he takes 6 psychic damage, and then I'm gonna look. This time, sort of peeling back in my own spot a little bit around the other corner into the room. I checked. I have a corner to corner line of sight on Vargach, and I'm just gonna yell into the room, Vargach, get your scaly ass up! And healing word him.
You did cast Dissonant
No,
Whispers to start.
I am new to this thing, damn it. So I don't do that. But I yell it anyway.
He doesn't respond.
Shit.
But
well,
maybe somewhere deep down he heard it.
Maybe. In that case, I'm just gonna stand back and pray.
As some of your you mentioned, you might have seen this the first time you cast a spell, but this time definitely there's some like odd visual effects coming off of your violin as you've been playing it right just now.
Yeah.
As you pluck these notes, that sort of like little purple sparks seem to have cast off, almost like if you think flint on steel, that kind of sparking motion. Little purple sparks casting off your strings.
Interesting. Okay. I'm gonna hug the wall.
Prion.
My loyal friend comes dive bombing at the champion, scratching at him his eyes, and flies away, distracting him. Just a bit of flavour. Bit of flavour, DM. And
Gotcha.
I will attack him. Why you not do it? Ah, God. D&D Beyond, everyone. 24 to hit.
That'll do it.
For a maximum of 9 damage.
Very nice.
And then I
Starting
will...
to bleed more heavily onto the ground.
I will second wind.
All right, roll that d10.
6 back.
Not bad. Anything else from Prion? Are you holding your ground?
I'm holding my ground, yeah. Yes, that is me done. That was with obviously Booming Blade, yeah.
Yes. With Booming Blade, you said?
Yeah, I always do Booming Blade for my attack.
Okay, gotcha.
Yeah.
All right. That will bring us over to Melvin.
I'm gonna step here. And a small rules question: can I, if I cast a cone, am I able to start here and cast it such that I don't hit Serene or Prion?
Yeah, you can
At a
start.
diagonal?
You can have the straight line of the cone start at you and angle it like this.
Like that? Yeah. Cool. So I'm gonna do that. I'm gonna flip through my book, hold it out in front of me, pages out, and a blast of multicolored lights will shoot out of the book, and I will be casting a second level color spray.
Ooh.
That didn't roll my dice. Okay, that's cool.
And that is like the sleep spell. Yes, you roll a number of dice, and then a certain number of hit points of creatures are affected.
Yes, correct. Starting from the ascending order of current hit points. Unconscious creatures and creatures that cannot see are not affected.
Indeed. So it looks like you're rolling. Did you cast it first level?
Second level. 56
Second level.
HP.
Wow.
Nice roll, babe.
You see these two Suhuigan next to you that covering their eyes. The champion seems unaffected as he just squints against the bright light, but these two do indeed seem to be blinded. We'll call this blind, just to remind me. All right. That is that. Anything else from Melvin?
No, that'll be it. Thanks.
Well done. Talise. Excuse me. Sir, Inaris.
It's a great Mad Hat. Don't you?
Yeah, I was like, wait,
Tarayan.
Yes.
That works. That works.
Daenerys.
Okay, so
Tinnitus.
Shield of Faith is a bonus action, correct?
I believe so.
It is.
Sweet. Mariah, how you looking? You looking good, boo? Bad?
Yeah, I'm all good.
So if Anaris were to move and look at all her friends, who looks like they need a giant shield of crows, giving them, a +2 to their AC?
Sarayan looks a bit. I mean, is Sarayan still laying on the ground?
Better.
Yeah, Sarayan's laying prone in a pool of her own blood. She's conscious.
I've looked better.
Okay, so she's going to get a Shield of Faith, first level. It's, all I got. That's my bonus action. We're gonna do that. And mark my spell slot, so you will see just a burst of crows pop out of Anaris' hands and shoot towards you, spin around you, and then just their feathers will form a shield around you.
Ooh, iron feathers.
Yes. And since I am this little ass hat right here that stabbed me, I don't like it. I told the daddy.
All right, he is missing hit points. Makes a wisdom save. He has an 11.
Seriously? 2 necrotic damage as, you hear this giant crow sounding bell toll.
A crow bell. Interesting.
Come on, you can do it. Come on, Peter.
Not a crowbar.
Not a crowbar, a crow bell.
A crow bell. It doesn't seem super phased by it, but it does take the 2 damage.
You know what? It can eat shit. That is all I can do at the moment.
Do you want him to be face down in the nasty?
Yes, I do. Yes, do it.
Face down in the nasty.
All right. So this guy now.
So then there's this asshole.
Uses his action to disengage and movement to flee. As you guys just yo-yo him around.
Gotta do something well here.
Sarayan, you are laying on the ground, indeed, as I mentioned before, just kind of bathing in your own blood.
Just out of curiosity, I can't remember. Is command one of those things that it's forced movement, which means that... Is it considered forced movement, which means that I would not get an attack of opportunity?
No, you'd still get
Disengaged.
Did he disengage?
Yeah, Peter said he disengaged.
Oh, never mind. I mean, I wouldn't have done it anyway because it would have broken invisibility, but I was just curious.
I'm a little upset by your description of it being like a bath because I love baths and that's gonna really ruin that for me. On a personal note, Sarayan, however, I'll never bath again. Sarayan wakes up, comes to, and immediately looks down and recognizes that she is in a pool of what appears to be her own blood and starts touching her armor, unbelieving of the fact that somebody was able to get through it and actually penetrate her skin and cause her to bleed. So she starts to pray to Persona, and I'm going to dip into my lay on hands pool and take 7 points of healing for myself.
Cool.
Yeah.
Any, do you stand up then, I assume?
Yes, I will stand up. And is that my only action, or can I...
That is your action.
Okay,
To use lay on
great.
hands.
Perfect. Then I will also, because the moody, sad, evil boy has moved away from the queen.
That's correct.
Correct. Okay. And is is oh my god, why do I want to call you Ember? It's not Ember. Sean, what's your character's name?
It's Nether.
Nether. Sorry. I'll take some movement to go stand by Nether, unless Nether is Nether still invisible?
She's still invisible. From
Okay.
a meta standpoint, if you want to heal, you could take care of what's his face in the corner.
The other.
Oh, our friend, this guy.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, well then, but I've already healed myself. Can I do 2 heals in one? Yeah, I didn't think so. Okay, so I'll move. I'm not really the healer, so I'm just gonna stay in the midst of the room.
Okay.
Massive
Gotcha.
thank
So you
you
can
to
stand up.
Chow for 5 gifted subs.
Oh, what a
nice.
sweetheart.
Don't
Thank
tell
you.
Adam.
So you're not moving then?
No, yeah, I'll just
Okay,
stay where I am.
just staying right in the thick of it. All right, at the end, we'll have a death save for Vargach, who will roll another 17. He's looking all right, actually. Not too worse for the wear. All right, so we've got 2 blind Sahuagin here who are just clamoring for blood, though, regardless. The one to the north here will attack Prion. I do have a 20. Oh, that's the champion. So what would that be? 16 plus 19 to hit.
Again, he spins his trident and blocks it.
Okay, you see some little purplish sparks that kind of accompany the shield as you cast it. Odd. It's not something you've recognized from these spells of yours before. All right, so that will make that miss. He will nonetheless try again. 12, not going to do it. And Sarayan, 2 attacks coming at you. What's that?
At disadvantage.
They are straight rolls, as they have advantage against the wounded target. Sarayan, I have double 21s. 2 natural 18s came through on my dice. I'm sorry, it is not your day.
I was really hoping they'd attack me.
One of them did. So we've got, I think you might still be up, a total of 11 damage between those 2.
Yeah, I'm still up, but barely.
All right. Well, they cannot see, but you can see them just mouths agape and just smelling, trying to get towards you and just bring all of the blood they can onto the outside. But their turn is over. Talise.
To be muted. Okay. I would like to cast Shatter. And I'm going to put it.
Ooh.
I love Shatter. I would like the point to be here. That.
So a 10-foot sphere. So yeah, you could get 2 basically. Is it 10 foot? Is it a 10-foot square?
It's a sphere.
Radius or diameter?
It just says. Oh, radius.
Radius. Okay. That way, in that way, you could put it here and get all of the enemies.
Okay, then I was just mismeasuring, and that's why I was having it just be 1 more over. I wanted to hit all 3 with it.
Yep, you can do that.
I would like to do that.
All right, Constitution saving throws from them. Big guy.
All those
rolls
heads on
his
the
con save.
all those
What's
heads on
that?
the wall are all those heads on
Yeah,
the
that's
wall
gonna
are just
be
gonna
they
explode.
actually all shatter the different trophies on the wall. Shatter. Big guy
Praise
is a
Valkor.
natural
That's all I can
20, takes half damage of 6. The little ones, not so little, but littler. I've got a 14 and a 2.
Haha. So a 6 and then a 13.
All right. That 13 seems to hurt quite a lot for this one.
Good. And then, oh no, and then that's it. That's all I can do because that's a level spell. Yeah.
Yeah. Also, this pillar kind of cracks, and you see the ceiling kind of start to sag down a bit in the throne room here.
Sorry, guys.
Oh no! Oh no!
Don't hit it.
All right. Careful with your dynamite. Nether.
As we're at the beginning of a new round and Sean is muted, so I don't feel like I'm an arsehole cutting over him. A massive thank you to Pixie, who's just donated another $18. 1d6,
Wow.
1d20,
Pixie.
and a potion, please, DM.
She has to be stabbed.
Oh my gosh. All right. So
Thank you. Pixie.
for number 1 on this is going to be the 20. Number 2 is going to be the 6. I get a 20. Talise gets a... well, actually, roll off with me, Talise. Roll a d20, please, and we'll see who gets the d20.
Huh?
Got a 15 on my Kraken dice.
I have a 10.
All right. That isn't a 15.
That's a 10. though.
That's a backwards 15. Okay, so
looks good on my
Talise,
end.
Talise, you get a d6 inspiration. I get a true inspiration, the 20 inspiration, and the party gets a healing potion of the greater variety, I think. Right?
Ooh.
Or is it the other
Elvin?
way?
I always say that it's 80 and above is the greater, but if you want to make it 20 and below,
I've been
then
doing
it
20 and
works-
below.
Works
so-
too. The odds are the
greater.
same, obviously.
Who
Well,
gets
that's
it,
All right,
Material.
DM?
in
Materializes in
Melvin's
your pocket.
pouch.
Thank you,
Oh,
Your
Pixie.
healing potion. And
Melvin's pouch.
I as top of the round, excuse me, Nether, if you will just give me a moment to top of the 3rd round here, you hear some shouting coming down the hallway, especially Mariah and Inaris. You hear this, and you see the first thing you see is a Lizardfolk being thrown against the wall, his back just slamming against the corridor here, and then a large trident follows from the room to the north, impaling him to the wall. And getting up face to face with him is one of the creatures that some of you might have seen previously, known as the Coalinth, as they come around the corner here.
These motherfuckers.
We're not playing with any stinking elf lovers. Not any day. No, no. Elf blood is best spilled.
And he kind of turns towards you all and looks, and they will start to walk in your direction.
That doesn't bode well.
That changes things, I think. Let me
Coming
think
on
for
the
a
3rd
moment.
round. All right. Yes, Nether, you would have heard other threatening forces before that happened. Again, these look like essentially large, probably like the best equivalent would be an aquatic hobgoblin.
All right. I was going to save this, but I think this is the right time. I run over here and I feed what's his face? My healing potion.
Argach.
So that's 2d4 plus 2.
Go and roll it.
5.
All right, Varach, his eyes awaken. He has 5 hit points, and he looks up towards you. Huh?
Queen. Protected for now. And I move the rest of my movement back to there.
All right. And that doesn't break your invisibility, does it?
Nope.
Charming.
That's be done.
The champion. He's got bloodied targets.
Come on.
He looks at you. All this time you can see that there is a brutal and cruel intelligence behind their eyes. There is a sense of brutishness and animal instinct, but again, there is some intelligence there as he raises his spear and then wheels around and starts to drive it home towards Melvin.
I really don't want you to do that. Please stop, please stop, please stop. Cutting words. Because why not?
You have to wait to see if they hit first, correct? You
I
can.
do?
You can. I believe it's has to be a damage roll taking place for you to use it, right? So
After the roll, but before knowing the result, which sounds to me like I don't get to. I'm trying to do the attack.
Oh, okay.
As opposed to the damage.
Okay. That's a little interesting because there's player shenanigans are very easy to do. But
What do you
can
mean?
hear the roll first. The roll is a 7. Do you wish to cutting words?
Oh no! Oh no!
Probably
Well-
not.
Okay, so no. What? I thought
Right.
that I
Am I-
lose it anyway. Like, I used it. So, my own understanding of the rules and the way that I would rule it as a DM is in your stead, if I was doing this, was I said I used it, and it's against the attack roll, so that's...
I think there was a
Bad
little
luck
bit of
by me.
misunderstanding here, so let's clarify. So you can use it after it makes the roll, but before I determine whether or not it hits. So I say, Melvin, I have a 7 to hit you. Melvin has not confirmed whether or not that's a hit or a miss, so you can choose whether or not you actually want to use it. I assume no.
Okay. If that's the way you're reading it, then absolutely not.
That's the
I'm
way
not
I
using
read it. I think it's the same. It's exactly the same as inspiration, right?
Oh,
With Bardic
okay.
Inspiration.
That's
the way that Bardic Inspiration works. So that's the way that
Gotcha.
Come on.
Okay.
Counterspell that
Thing I
firebolt.
learned.
Yeah, talking about inspiration.
You know that was an accident. All right. So yeah, no. I mean, I say
All right.
it, but I'm really glad that I don't have to.
No,
use
this is good because we need to have this down moving forward, and
Yeah.
I know it's a newer.
Talking
class
about
for you,
inspiration, though. Thank you very much to Manx Work, who's come in for $12 for 4d6 inspirations.
Ridiculous.
Wow.
Going to Melvin.
Thank you,
Talise, you already
Mates.
have one.
Yes.
Nether
Yeah.
Leon. And Sarayan.
Thank y'all.
All
That
right.
sounded very
All of you.
unsure.
I was very
Thank you,
unsure.
Mace
I'm I know I
And
sound
Saran?
confident about all
Thank
of
you.
these things, but I exist in a state of unsure.
Thank
Yeah,
you very
sure.
much, Manx.
Awesome. You guys are awesome. Thank you. All right, I'm going to use my D20
That's a big part of
inspiration
it,
to attack
sounding
Melvin
sure.
with the second one. Oh my god. All right. My next attack is an 11.
Nope.
And the final attack is an 8. Wow.
You
He-
lucky son of a bitch.
He is
Wow.
so distracted by the scent
laugh
of
at him.
blood behind him. He is just wishes he was attacking something else that was bleeding and already all, smelling great. That he cannot attack you despite his previous rolls. Amazing. All right. Moving on. Mariah.
Guys, we've got company.
You think?
I don't know what to do because I don't have very much in my toolbox. My toolbox is very incomplete and low-key sucks. All right, I'm gonna shift myself behind Aneris for a better view, and I'm gonna shout into the room, "Go the fuck to sleep!" and send her a sleep spell for these boyos. Well, hold on. Let me double check that, because I don't want to put my dudes to sleep. That would be very bad.
I'm immune.
Sarayan has like 5 hit points.
Yeah, I can't choose a point in a
Can't choose in the middle of. You can't choose target a location.
Okay.
You cannot see.
Fine. Then instead, I will position myself in the same place and shout down the hall, "Go back the fuck to sleep!" Center a sleep spell over on that side of the room. Or down the hall.
All right.
God, it's a 2nd level, and of course it didn't actually roll the goddamn thing, so I gotta type it into the thingamajigger. Please don't suck. Please don't suck. That's okay. 26.
26. All right. You see one of the ones behind the leader just suddenly pass out. And
Okay, great.
slump against the wall and start
That's better
to
than
snore.
nothing. Yeah, that's the situation here. Actually, I'm gonna prep. I'm gonna get my hand crossbow out just in case.
Just in case, JIC. All right. Again, as this music emanates, both the area that you put the sleep in and from your violin, this kind of purple sparking magic starts to emanate.
What the fuck is this?
Brian!
I will do the same again with my trusted familiar. On the champion once again, a 16. And I am going to use my D6 inspiration. Just in case that doesn't hit. For armor class 17.
17 will do it, yeah.
For maximum damage again, 9.
9, very nice.
9. Can I drink a healing potion as a bonus action?
No.
Okay, I didn't know if that was in your...
Different game.
Different game. All right. Anything else from Prion?
Sadly, that is all I can do.
One Coalinth spends its turn asleep. The other one kicks it in the ribs and says, wake up, you idiot! And then runs 5, 10, 15... to here, charging forward with his trident drawn and at the ready. Melvin.
I'm gonna take a step back, which probably provokes an attack of opportunity. from the
Yay!
champion.
Oh my god, I have a 12 to hit.
No, that won't hit. Wow.
I just can't do it. You can't
Amazing.
do it.
It's like he has plot armor or something.
It was like he was going against the heavies, and he was like, I had actually rolled 2 natural 20s with him during the combat. He was rolling about 15 every time, and now he's just plonking.
And
He's
then
distracted by the paper.
Yeah, there's too much to read.
Yeah.
I'm gonna use my bonus action to manifest a quill and point it down the hallway, and I'm gonna fire a firebolt down the hallway. During his long rest, Melvin studied up and changed his
Counterspell.
Changed his
Fuck off.
cantrips out.
Counterspell the cantrip. That's awesome. All
It's
right.
happened.
Roll that
It has
attack.
happened. With my Kraken die, I've rolled an 18 plus
That
5
hits.
is 23
Oh, man.
for a total of 3 fire damage.
-3. All right. It starts to burn him. He looks mad about it.
And then I'm gonna turn to the rest of the group and say, Well, it looks like we got some more company, guys. And that'll be my turn.
Okay. Inaris.
Muted. I know exactly what you said there.
What are we doing, Miss Raven Queen?
This is muted.
Muffin fritters. Anyway, can I move behind Mariah?
Yes.
Sweet. Okay.
Gonna dozy-do down this
No, you
hallway.
first. No, you first. No, you first. After you.
like,
No,
"What?"
after you.
I'm a bit
Doing
too
the Midwest standoff, as I call it. After you. No, after you. No, after you. No, after you.
Okay, and Inaris.
Arguing who goes through the door first.
Yes.
Anyway.
Inaris is going to swear. So, healing word is a bonus action.
Correct.
So that means I am going to attack our new friend with the trident with my Toll the Dead. And then I'm gonna healing word myself, and I'm gonna slap myself on the ass, be like, "You go, girl." And he
All
has-
right.
Okay, let's go on.
A lot of selfish healers.
I don't want to die. I like this character.
I don't know if you guys remember, but Maris sacrificed herself. Just thought I'd.
Oh my god, she died.
Oh my god, I died.
Okay, so 4 points.
Was that a voluntary sacrifice?
Yeah, because I went out to heal Claire.
Yeah,
Oh, that's
that
right.
was a voluntary sacrifice.
Yeah.
Totally.
Yeah.
Totes.
And then I got one-shotted.
You got stepped on. That was
Yeah.
rough.
Big old golem. All right.
Rude.
But
Wisdom
you know,
save. Are you targeting the champion? Who are you targeting here, Inaris?
The one that threw the trident. This dude.
Ah, that one. Okay. He didn't. He used his action to just move forward. But yes, he is
Okay, well, he's ugly, so
damaged by Melvin. Regardless.
Daenerys
so.
chooses her targets
Wow.
based on beauty aesthetics.
Seems legit.
I have
Sounds like a new brand. Damaged
2 on
by
that
Melvin.
wisdom save. So you'll take 4 necrotic damage, cry out in pain, and kind of grab his head as he is continuing his charge. Anything else?
that is ignore the charisma. That was I hit the wrong button, but that's 3 healing for my healing word.
Ignore the charisma.
Yes,
I
just
can't help it.
ignore charisma, please.
All right. And we will move on unless there's anything from Inaris. Great. Now, next up is the sergeant who pushes past and says, out of my way. Let's snag us an elf lover. And he moves forward here and sees you. Not quite elf, but good enough. And pulls out from his back a net. And you can hear this clinking sound, and you realize that it is absolutely covered in rusty fish hooks. And as this net starts to sort of clink, 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 and he throws it at you, Melvin. I have a 20 to hit.
I will be casting Shield as I put my hand up and a large book appears in front of me, making my AC 21.
Wow.
Wow.
Very good. So you will
Wow.
not be hit by that. Oh, that's so disappointing. All right. That is the sergeant done, who looks confused and just tightens his grip around his trident and
Who
stares at
uses
you
a
with-
book?
I know. All right. So, coming back once again is this guy who is going to come in and look about here, and then let's see, this is full action. Also doesn't have his spear because he threw it. he is going to throw his dagger at you, Sarayan. You see, oddly enough, in this elf's eyes, a hunger. And a bit of like spittle is just kind of coming down the corner of his mouth as he stares at you and the blood glistening against your armor.
He's definitely less hot now.
Yeah, unfortunately.
Oh, you don't like your men with spittle and foam at the mouth?
You know what? That's listed as a turn off.
Does 16 hit you, Sarayan?
It does not, especially with my lovely boon of the spiritual weapon from Inaris.
Yes, as the shield of faith, and so it will... Dagger will glance off your arm, and he is now empty-handed. But you can see he kind of holds his hands up now. There are some sharp, unnaturally sharp fingernails, and his teeth are looking a little pointier than you remembered from your first encounter with him. That will be his turn done, though. And it'll bring us to Sarayan.
Thinking that he's getting progressively less hot, Sarayan will attack him with a javelin.
Throw in a javelin. You do have 2 targets next to you, which would make that ranged throw at disadvantage.
Okay, but I can't. So if I were to disengage, that would be my.
It is. You would know. Remind me, Melvin. Do I get saves versus this blindness at the end of the turns? For color spray.
I'm sorry. Blindness ends at the end of my turn. My next turn after casting it. It just lasts for a single round.
Gotcha. Okay, so they are no longer blinded.
Oh, nice. Great.
Which
Love
means,
that.
yes, they would get attacks of opportunity.
Okay, so instead, Sarayan is really, really sick of them. So she's going to unsheath her longsword and attempt to stab one of them right in the torso.
Yeah, do it.
Okay. Do it. Do it. Ah, 23!
Definitely hits.
I am so furious. I am going to Divine Smite.
Yeah! Add that damage in.
Okay.
Yeah, you go, girl.
Yeah!
2d8. Sorry.
And I will do it with my Kraken dice. It's D8.
Why can't I remember these things?
2d8.
2d8.
You played with a paladin for the entirety of the last game or anything?
No.
Okay. Hot
Let's see
dice, hot dice. Haha, 1. And 7, which is 8. And can I also use my inspiration from last time? I had a d20 inspiration.
You have to use the d20 to roll before you make the attack.
Okay, fair enough. I'll keep that in mind. So that's 8 points of damage plus the let's see, 7 that I had already rolled. So 15.
Yeah, so you impale this Sahuagin through the stomach, and it falls beneath that mighty blow, bolstered by the might of Persona.
Aw, yeah.
And that one falls. Anything else for you?
I kick it.
Okay. Very good. This one is squaring off with Prion. No longer blinded, will attack again with its spear twice. I have a 16 and a 22.
22 will hit.
22 will hit. All right. Coming in at 8 points of damage against Prion.
Ouch.
Just out of curiosity, TM, what is the turn order for Mr. Man who's in the corner?
Thank you. I just pulled him up. He is next.
He was making his death saves at 10.
Yes, that was more of a to put it midway through the order combat feature. So now, as he has rolled initiative, he will go after Sarayan, and he will get up, and indeed he has a shield and he has a morning star, and he will run furiously forward and attack at the champion. Make 2 attacks. I've got one hit. It looks like he's dealing about 9 points of damage as this Morning Star connects with the shoulder plate on this Sahuagin champion. You can see it crack, and it spreads just a bit, and you can see sort of the fishy flesh bleeding beneath this exoskeletal protection. That is his turn, and we're on to Talise.
DM.
Yes.
I've never used this spell, so correct me if I'm wrong. Could I use Fog Cloud? Which is, I'll link it for you. For a 20-foot radius sphere. Could I like cast it over, like, somewhere far away so that I hit?
You have to have a point in range, so you have to specify a point that you can see and target. So you have to have a line to the point, and then it's going to be 20 feet from that point. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
And that
I had this brilliant idea.
So if you put it in the corner here, it would encompass Nether and this elf and not quite Sarayan here. Yeah.
Yeah, 20 feet is bigger than I thought it was. Okay, never mind. I had this brilliant idea and it doesn't work, so I'm not going to do it.
That's fireball radius, that is.
It's still your turn, though.
I don't have a fireball. Can I cast fireball?
You're a couple levels away from that, unfortunately.
I thought I was level 19. Doesn't the
You'd
cleric
spend your
level?
turn trying to cast Fireball.
Sure.
Yeah, so from what I remember from the last games, clerics level at 3 times the rate of everyone else. So
They also get wizard spells.
Yep.
And sometimes they die.
And sometimes they die.
Sometimes they don't. Then I guess. And I will. I don't want to use my second spell. I guess I will do Sacred Flame again.
Okay. On the on
The
which one?
Champignon.
The champion.
The guy that is kind of like a mushroom. The Champignon.
Unfortunately, I have a 17 to save on him. He's
I hate him.
dodged out of the way of the sacred flame.
Okay, and then I would like to bonus action. Healing word.
Who are you healing?
I'm going to be healing Inaris.
God. Yes, thank you.
And I was like, you're at 4. I should heal you.
Daenerys, you feel far from the sea, but are comforted and healed by the magical words of Talise. That brings us to Nether.
Nether goes and stands over the queen, and oh, what the hell! It's D&D.
Does she say that out loud?
He goes full meta.
Oh, what the hell? It's D&D.
She concentrates, and then she's just sort of, the mist around her just evaporates, and she looks up at this elf girl, and she cocks her head, and her face takes on the mien of a kraken, and goes at it as she casts, she does her special ability of Fey Presence.
Oh my.
Unleash the Kraken!
So that is my action, 10-foot cube, and so it's just going to be him. And he has a wisdom saving throw to make. DC
I have a
13.
6.
Oh, then he is frightened of me until the end of my next turn.
Continue the yo-yo.
Indeed he is. All right. Brings
Invisibility
us-
has dropped.
Gotcha. Brings us up to the champion, who is going to wield his spear for 3 more attacks. Let's see. Don't like it's Lizardfolk who just attacked me. He is going to attack him once, twice. The second one will do it, and as long as he doesn't roll minimum damage, which he is not, Vardagach will fall unconscious again, and inspired in a fit of rage, he will. Have you lost any hit points, Talise?
No?
Alright. He will not attack you. He will attack Prion at advantage. 23 to hit.
Hits.
Alright. 5 damage.
Ow.
That is his turn. It's Mariah's turn now.
Yeah. I'm thinking that this guy needs to just go die. This fellow over here is gonna hear a nice little discordant melody from my violin.
Which one? I didn't see.
That one.
Okay.
One in front of Prion. He needs to fucking die. Fingers crossed. 13 wisdom save.
Got a 4.
So he takes 11 psychic damage.
Oh, ouch.
And
He's still up, but he has to run, right?
immediately run the fuck away.
All right.
Yeah, that's
So,
right. Get
3
out
off
of here.
attacks, it looks like. 2, actually. Vargach just fell unconscious.
Maximum damage again. 9. That's 3 maximum damages in a row.
Are you taking... our paladin is absent. However, with maximum damage, Prion, you are able to spear it through the spine, severing its nervous system from its head. It will drop dead at your feet.
Nice job, Prion.
No, good job. That is such a good thing to work with my build.
Yeah, it's a good time. Is that weird, like, magic-y thing still happening?
Yeah.
That's my go, yeah.
Do I have a moment in the throes of battle to think about what that might be? No.
Not in the throes of battle.
Didn't think
Those are
so.
called actions.
What? I have no idea. Melvin, I don't think you want to be standing right there right now. Just saying, kid. I'm gonna stay put. I don't got much else to do here.
All right. Prion.
My familiar comes in again. 20 to hit. On the champion.
Yep.
Come on. Minimum damage this time. 4.
It looks pretty bad.
I can't do anything else.
All right. The this guy's gonna rush forward past his friend and attack with his trident at Melvin.
C21 still.
With what's that? AC 21 still. He's got an 8. Not gonna do it. This other one is going to throw his trident at you, which is going to be probably about AC 22 or 23. Natural 20 fishing. Nope. So that will not do it. That his trident goes past you and just deflects off the top of your shield and sticks itself into the mud ceiling. That is the 2 of them done. And it's your turn.
All right, my shield disappears at the start of my turn.
Paper mache doesn't last that long, you know. It's just
No, it doesn't. And I'll turn back to Mariah and say, well, I can keep doing this for a little longer, but we're gonna have to move in a second here. And then I'm gonna try to cast Firebolt again at disadvantage because I'm in melee range.
Mm-hmm.
Great job, kid. Don't get cocky.
13 to hit. The guy right in front of me.
Just not quite enough as the it seems to impact on this makeshift armor he's wearing.
Okay. And then I'm gonna step Yeah, no, I'm just gonna stay where I am.
Okay.
That'll be my turn.
It is Neris's turn.
All right. Just FYI, the initials for Spare the Dying, not a good combo.
That was pretty funny.
So
I thought you were talking about inflicting some sort of other damage on somebody or something.
Yeah.
So I'm going to use Spare the Dying on this dude right here. I can't pronounce his name, I'm not even trying. And then Daenerys is going to... With Talisa in the way, if I try to use my short bow on the captain, is that gonna... I'm going to stab you. Is that going to... Will I get advantage, disadvantage? Will that mess with me?
No, he will, based on the... No, it's not disadvantage. You don't have an enemy threatening you. And it's a clear enough line of sight. It's not... It's a big double door wide open. I wouldn't say he has cover.
Alright, Spare the Dying on the Lizardfolk man, and then I'm going to attack with my shield.
Alright, roll that attack. Let's see it.
Which one? Muffin fritters. An 8 hit.
8 does not, unfortunately. He is not a zombie.
Muffin fritters.
Alright, well.
What does that stand for?
Yeah, muffins and fritters. Yeah, so this guy's at least stable, and that's all I can do with the notes.
Okay. Excuse me. Sergeant is looking very frustrated by all of this, and he is going to push forward into this spot and try to shove you, Melvin. Will be a athletics or dexterity versus my athletics.
Is that an ability check? Just out of curiosity.
It is.
Okay. Just edifying myself.
I'm going to be using my D6 inspiration.
Okay. I come forward and try to push you with a 10.
I have a 13 total.
You are able to just get out of the way as he kind of reaches for you, and he grumbles and is not able to push you out of the way.
I should clarify. You said acrobatics or athletics, whichever I
Correct.
choose? Right. Yeah. Okay. I used acrobatics.
Yeah. And he is going to then grab his hooked net and step back to that spot. Do you have a weapon drawn? Or mage?
No.
Warcaster? Okay. And that will be the end of his turn. This guy is frightened of you, Nether, and will just, in panic... Are you missing any hit points?
No, I have been invisible.
Will just sort of panicked, trying to shield its eyes, will start clawing at you. I have a... Oh, that's disadvantage. Okay, so 8 on the claw. First claw. Second one, I have a 12, so I believe both miss.
They do indeed.
And he will just stay there, almost frozen in fear. He knows he cannot retreat. Actually, he will look at the state of this. His friend's fallen. He will retreat after that.
I'm going to hit him with my staff.
Gotcha. Will that end the fear effect?
No, it...
Okay. Go ahead and make the attack.
One moment while I equip a quarterstaff.
Indeed.
Come back to me.
Vardagach is stable. You're going to be up next, Sarayan. Just heads up.
Okay, let's try that again.
Blap. Oh, I've hit AC 6.
6 is not going to do it, unfortunately.
Didn't think so.
Okay. Fargach is just stable, but unconscious. And Sarayan.
Okay, Sarayan is looking pretty poorly, so she's just gonna dip right back into her lay on hands pool and use the rest of her points for 8 points of healing.
Okay. Any bonus action?
Yeah, I would like to cast Divine Favor.
Oh. Okay, what does that do?
Yep. So I will send a prayer. Sarayan will send a prayer up to Persona, and the prayer will empower her with a divine radiance. Until the spell ends, her weapon attacks deal an extra 1d4 radiant damage on a hit.
Cool.
Mm-hmm.
Your sword begins to sort of have this purple, cloudy glow around it at the same time. Just kind of ebbs and flows with this purple mist.
Mm-hmm.
These guys are both dead. Talise!
It's my turn because they're dead. Awesome. I would like to cast. Where did it go? I'm looking right at it. I will cast Cure Wounds on Faragach. Because he's right next to me.
Okay. He has 5 hit points. He awakes again. Angry and vengeful, wanting to protect his queen. Anything else?
Nope.
Brings us to Nether again. Nether.
Me again? Right. Eldritch Blast.
Go for it.
I will use my D6 inspiration. So I have a total of, so it's a 4. So I don't know why it's rolling twice.
Yeah, looks like I'm seeing a 13 then.
Yeah. So that would, the first one would be 13.
13 hits.
Oh, 5 points of force damage.
Very nice. He sort of stumbles against this wall here. Anything else?
Nope, I will stay there.
Many threats. But he is encouraged by the fact that his spear attacks are getting through to Prion. He will attack him. 17 and 18 to hit. Neither of which hit. And he will start to look around, and with the last one will also attack you. With advantage with an 11. 3 of them deflecting off of you. He is starting to look worried about his current state of affairs, which will bring us to Mariah.
Ding, ding, ding. He needs to make a wisdom save for me as I play a horrid melody into his brain.
Okay. I've got a 2.
He takes 9 psychic damage and runs the fuck away.
He looks at you and listens, and you see his eyes just kind of wide stare at you, and then you see just blood begin to stream out of the side of his ears, and he just slumps down to the ground.
Oh, that's one way to go. Prion, corridor, or elf dude, either one. Good job, man. You're doing great.
You hear that, Prion, and now it is your turn.
Looking around, can't see them, but he knows obviously there's trouble up there, but obviously can see Nether on her own. He will, alongside his familiar, will charge the elf. Rinse and repeat.
Okay.
17 to hit.
Do you have advantage?
Yep.
On the right.
Thing.
Okay. Yep. Okay. Hits.
8 damage.
8. That is exactly what you needed. Elf boy will fall dead.
I look to Leather. Good job, Leather.
You as well.
And these ogre-like creatures, still thirsty for blood,
5, 10,
goblinoid, I should say, not quite
20.
ogreish. One will attack you,
25,
Melvin, with his trident. This time I have a 17 to hit.
I will again cast shield, putting back up the
Annoying.
giant book.
Annoying. The other one doesn't have a weapon and is kind of stuck.
We love to hear that from the DM. Annoying.
Until he gets
Absolutely.
revenge.
You know, you don't. Usually the wizard doesn't just stop up the corridor so the martial characters can do nothing. But in this case, that is
Good
kind
on
of
you,
happening.
Melvin.
Doing my
Martial
best.
characters, we're busy.
You are busy. But
Busy
Melvin,
bleeding out.
Melvin, holding the line. It's your turn.
Okay, the shield drops again. I'm getting a little worried, so I'm gonna cast another color spray at 2nd level again. Down this corridor.
Okay. Go ahead and roll those numbers.
And
Roll them bones.
47.
Holy moly. Wow, you almost got all of them. But not quite. These two are blinded. The sergeant is not blinded.
And then I'm going to step back and into the room. So that's 5. Yeah, I guess that's a column, isn't it? I'll go there. There we go.
Got it.
And that'll be my turn.
Daenerys.
Okay. Sorry, I got some good news, so I was checking a text. What am I doing?
It is your turn. The enemies in the throne room seem to be dispatched, but you still see these 3 bloodthirsty goblinoid warriors heading towards you.
Okay, well, I am going to short bow this blonde dude right here.
All right, do it at advantage as he is blinded. 15 will hit. You do get your sneak attack on this.
So that will give me 12 points of damage with my short bow, including sneak damage.
You put it through his eyeball, and he sort of starts to lean back, and then the sergeant just shoves him forward. Idiot! As he falls then down onto his face. The sergeant then comes and looks around, steps forward, unless there's any, if you would like to move or use a bonus action, Daenerys.
I bonus action. Does anybody need spare the dying while I'm mass spamming? Anybody down that needs it? If not, that's kind of all I can do.
Is what's his face still downed, or is he stabilized?
He's back up.
Bargach.
He's
Yeah.
stabilized.
I got
He
him.
is-
Okay.
He's back up.
Stabilize. Right.
Yeah,
Yep,
I
he's got
him.
5 hit points.
Yeah. Okay.
All right, I'm
I think
good.
we're all Gucci, girl.
Daenerys, do you use a shield ever? Sorry, I can't hear you. You're totally muted right now.
That's a very concerning question.
No. Do you?
But- No, I,
Okay, I was just making sure because if I hear cleric, I think usually AC with shield. I was just checking because you're using a bow and everything that's not factored into your armor class at the same time.
okay,
so.
yeah, no, she doesn't use one.
No, but I've got a couple elfy-looking targets in front of me. I like this, so he is going to throw his hooked net at Moriah.
No. I don't know how the rules are gonna work out on this, but no. I cut your words.
Did they get disadvantage?
17
like me?
to hit.
I cut that with my.
Yeah. I'm gonna cut that shit. Hopefully, we'll see.
All right.
Did I not
gonna
get
cut your
I rolled a
words.
5! I rolled a
That
5,
brings it down to a 12.
which just misses my armor class of 13. I'm so weak.
He's so annoyed about that, and he will run forward menacingly. And
Yeah,
annoyed.
come at me, bitch.
Mostly annoyed. Elf boy's dead. Varga will come in and join the fight. It's what he knows how to do. 2 Morningstar attacks, 2 8s to hit. Both will be deflected by the armor of the sergeant. Sarayan, your turn.
Okay, let's see. Oh, my computer is being so silly. Okay. Beep boop bop. So, Elf Boy's deaders. Bye. So Sarayan is now looking around, realizing that the threat in this room has been handled. Can I move through the spaces that both Talise and Mariah are in? I know that will be double.
If you move into your ally's space, you will both be considered squeezing.
Okay. But if I were to, I can go through those spaces to go to here.
And be squeezing with Inaris, I will say sure, yeah. But you will provoke an opportunity attack. As you will have
Wait,
to
is that
cross.
squeezing with Inaris?
There's a glitch happening. Inaris on my screen is also on the other side of the corridor, but if you look at the stream, she's actually right behind me in that space you just tried to move into.
I see. Yeah,
Oh.
I can't see her.
Weird.
Yeah,
Okay, I see her
that
right
happened to me
here.
a bunch in Curse of Strahd, where people's character tokens would suddenly move. to
Okay.
different places.
Well, I'm pretty low on HP, so I'm going to. I'll just save an action. I'll just hold an action.
You can dodge if you want, which would give attacks against you disadvantage in case someone got an attack against you.
Okay. Yeah. Yep.
All right.
Dodgeball. Nice.
Taking
Yeah.
the dodge action brings us to Talise.
It's like, I'll take the dodge action. No, I will not. I will just take my mace. Because why not? Mildly front line. Does the 13 hit?
13 just barely misses.
Yeah.
Deflects off of his armor, his chainmail.
Yeah.
Or scale mail.
His chain scale mail.
Chain scale mail.
Chain scale mail. That's it.
All right. Nether.
Nether cracks her staff on the ground, and there's a gathering of power, and she sends another Eldritch blast down the hallway past the Lizardfolk man, and hopefully hitting the baddie.
Mm-hmm.
Ooh, I have rolled a 14.
14 hits.
Sweet.
Yay!
Actually, 15. Does he have extra AC because of opponents in the way?
No.
Cool. Thank you very much. In that case, I did 2 points of force damage.
You do not have an opponent in the way. It's just the
Yes, I
all
do.
allies.
Ally.
That's your friend Vargach.
Oh, that's right.
You healed him.
He looks like a bad guy. No offense.
The champion is down. All right, and that brings us right back to Mariah.
Oh gosh. Hello, sir.
Surprise!
You get a shitty melody in your head, and you get a shitty melody in your head. Roll me a wisdom saving throw, please.
Your signature spell right here.
Yeah. Just all those minor seconds layered on top
I
of
get a
one another.
bonus to these, but I've rolled a 10.
That is a failure, so 10 psychic damage, and he, if he's still alive, runs the fuck away.
He does, and that gives your friends op attacks. If you wish to take them. Talise, and you can only move to about here.
Whap, 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 whap.
At least you can attack with your mace.
As Lizard Boy.
Do you have D6 inspiration?
Yeah, I'm just.
You could use it. I've
You
got
should
it.
totally use it.
I got a 6.
16's
Oh, God,
gonna
that's-
hit. Roll some damage.
Terrifying with my green screen. I rolled some damage. I'm just gonna use that.
And then roll with some damage.
Roll some damage. Roll 8.
Very nice. So you will see first Vargach slam his mace into the foot, which will kind of stop him a bit. And then Talise, as this last blind Kolinth is not going to be much of a factor against this Kolinth sergeant, the final blow is yours. How do you dispatch this elf-despising water goblin?
Racist water goblin. I guess I would like to take my mace and instead of like whacking him, can I just like I can't use my words. I really didn't think I would get the killing blow.
Use them. Describe it.
I want to like poke him in the face with it really hard. Like punch
Yeah, so
him
instead
in the
of
face
just
with
like
it.
swinging, you kind of take both ends of the haft and just hit him
Yes.
hit him like that, and it actually just caves.
Fuck him in the face.
His face
yeah.
just goes concave,
Oh.
and he falls down to the ground.
Boy.
I'm kind of mildly
sort of
surprised
show.
with herself because I wasn't expecting that.
I'm proud of you, but that's icky.
How is it any ickier than anything else?
It's not ickier than anything else, it's just icky.
I'm gonna die
And
desert you.
that is the end of combat.
Yay!
Those
and no
Kraken
one
dice
died.
did so well for all of you. You guys did such great Kraken dice work that I think we should give the audience some Kraken dice. At least one of them.
Yeah.
But first we need to take a break to do that. And I think this is a good place to take it. Oh, for those of you just joining, the party was awoken in the middle of the night by the sound of combat. They rushed to the throne room of the Lizardfolk queen to find her unconscious and bleeding. Some of her guards slain, her second in command unconscious. Standing over her was a sea elf, and with her and with the sea elf were 3 Sahuagin, sea devils as they're sometimes called, the evil creatures of this sentient race of the sea. The party had quite a long, arduous combat, but emerged successful, having slain the elf and the Sahuagin. So now here you stand. Vargach is barely holding himself up, and he just looks... and he walks over to where the body was of that sea elf and just kind of sends his mace down onto the face twice more and just kind of mashes it into like a pulp.
Face.
Okay.
Well, he was good looking.
Yeah, not anymore. Your queen is fine. Does anyone have any healing left in the tank?
Absolutely. I made sure to save some just in case.
Ah, blessings.
Yeah. Also that too.
I think we're all pretty damaged, aren't we?
Melvin and I are okay.
I'm
Nether-
at
I'm safe for now.
Nether stands to the side and she sort of leans on her staff, looking around, and she... I would like to see if I can hear sounds of any more combat or sounds of any more lizard folk. Is the colony awoke, or are they all dead?
Sure, make a perception check.
I'll go ahead and roll that with my Kraken die. I have rolled a 3 with nothing to add to it.
Okay. Just your ears are still ringing from the clash of swords and armor and battle cries. You can't really hear anything.
All right.
As a few moments pass, however, you see a couple of contingents of lizard folk kind of come around the corner and look, see Vargach, who kind of waves them off, and they go elsewhere. Nobody hears, even those of you with high passive perception, nobody hears any other commotion happening for the most part.
Oh, that's good. And then
Queen
I cast...
Othokent will soon stir and
Yeah. I cast cure wounds on her. So she's...
Vargok will look at you all and say,
We're betrayed by elves.
By
Allied
elves?
with awoken, with devils.
and he kind of looks at all of you, not sure whether to. He looks defensive. He is confused by all of this.
We're friends. We're friends to you.
There was...
And why? Why this one, like you, betray?
DM, may I make a nature check? Because he displayed some very un-elf-like tendencies right in front of me.
Is that what you were going for, Mariah, as well?
Yeah, I was
Did
just
you
gonna...
see the...
I could see through the door.
All right.
I was positioned for it, but I was going to note that to him as Nether walks over. There might be more here than meets the eye, potentially. So let's hold our horses before we get all judgy about pointy-eared individuals, okay?
And he kind of kicks the corpse again and then steps back from it.
So is there anything odd about this dead elf that's been smashed? His face has been smashed in.
Sure, make the nature roll.
Right. So that's a 9 plus 4 for 13.
13. Was anyone? Let's see, Mariah, are you proficient in nature?
I'm only like halvesies proficient.
Okay.
I
13.
don't think I can help. Unless anyone else is proficient. Anyone else? Yes, no, maybe lobster, nature.
In what, sorry?
Nature.
Nature, no.
Ooh.
Damn.
So
That's
something is a
17.
little weird about the bone structure, Nether. As you look at some of the wounds, the bones themselves seem, I guess, flexible, and they don't have that solid kind of pink color that you would see in a recently living humanoid bone. They're kind of waxy and transparent almost.
Was this undead or some sort of shape changer?
With that, you would think that a shape changer would probably revert upon death, but it's maintained its shape. And you see there's webbing to the fingers. There are the subtle forms of fins kind of on the back of the calves. Between his toes there is webbing, and there are kind of gill slits along the neck. Different sea elves manifest their sea traits differently, but
well, I mean, do I know enough about sea elves to know that they have gills and that sort of thing?
You know they can breathe water, but now you can see that, yeah, there are actual gill slits in the neck, which, I mean, you probably haven't talked to sea elves, but
this is the first sea elf I've seen ever, so I don't know.
Would I be of any use? Like, would I know anything?
You can go forward, and you would think that that probably Saray and any sea elf that you've met, the ones actually, when Nether points this out, investigating, that this has gills, you'd probably, and they're not immediately visible. If you kind of brush your hand down the sort of slick skin, you can kind of just brush them over shut, and you can't even see the slits. It's only when you sort of peel up the skin you can see that sort of rosy, fleshy slit, and of the gill on the neck.
So
DM, I'll step forward and address the queen. If it's all right with you, I have a small amount of magical ability. Would it be all right if I cast a spell to see if there is any sort of illusion magic on this creature?
Othokent looks at Vardagach and then nods.
Okay, I'll cast Detect Magic.
Okay, hard casting it?
I will be ritual casting it as an action. I get one of those per long rest.
Wow, cool.
Order of Scribe.
Very nice. So you cast Detect Magic, the normal things that you would expect. You're familiar from your companions, but you detect no magic on this. Just a sea elf that for some reason has out-of-place skills.
Okay, I'll use the rest of my Detect Magic time to just sort of check each of the bodies, see if they have anything interesting on them.
Okay.
Where are the hats?
Also, you detected there is a something invisible is just darting about this room.
Well, there's no illusion magic here, so it is what it appears to be.
But what it appears to be is a little off, as far as I can tell, from what Nether and Sarayan are describing.
Yeah, it's not normal for it to have gills.
Daenerys, did you roll a nature check?
I did.
I didn't hear you call it, but I just saw it in the chat here. With a 15, it's a bit of obscure knowledge, but you recall from somewhere, perhaps a conspiracy that happened back from your days in Baldur's Gate, talk around the Sea Tower, that there are some Sahuagin called Malenti.
Malenti?
They are oftentimes outcast from Sahuagin society because they are almost indistinguishable from sea elves. Some wonder whether it's latent genes from when a singular race sort of diverged at one point. No one's really sure why it happens, but there are some who are called Malenti, who are, as I said, virtually indistinguishable physically from sea elves. And they are a source of paranoia at times among sea elf communities and land-based communities, as it is, as I said, virtually impossible to distinguish them.
Daenerys would let the party know what she knows of them.
That's amazing.
It's annoying more than anything. Cast distrust everywhere you go.
They may be.
Mm-hmm.
Oh no, I was just noting it strikes me as odd that, they would be outcasts from their own society, and yet they've managed to use one, in this case rather successfully. It suggests a need greater than standard behavior.
You'd be surprised what an outcast would do in order to find acceptance.
That's what I was thinking. I mean, perhaps this Malenti wanted to be accepted as a Sahuagin, though I can't begin to understand why.
As an outcast, you do just about anything to find some form of acceptance from someone.
Sarayan kind of nods, but is still clearly puzzled by anyone wanting to be associated with the Sahuagin.
The Vargach kind of walks over and sort of puts his foot around the pulp where the head used to be and kind of uses his toe to fish out one of the remaining pointy ears and says,
So, not elf,
No.
not smooth skin.
Not Triton either.
I don't think an elf has bones that bend like this, and I sort of bend one of the fingers on the web, the cartilage thing, bending it back.
Hold my own hand in sort of disgust.
Daenerys is like, I don't think I can do that.
Fishbone. Elves better eating than these.
I'll take your word for that.
Guess that's one way to distinguish between the Sahuagin and everything else.
Your marrow much tastier than this.
Thank you.
In
You're
any
welcome.
event, let's bypass the taste test of marrow and get to the point. Your queen is saved. We've killed the people who have betrayed your trust, and how about we make sure that we've got survivors rounded up and everyone's accounted for, and try to put all this shit back together? Yep, that sounds good to me.
With all due respect about the marrow, the food that I had last night was very, very good.
No marrow last night.
I'm just saying that your food is good.
But Sahuagin. Legs, fins, good. Very good.
I'm sure that's true.
You liked?
Yes, I liked.
Mariah.
You can eat this one then. We
Yeah.
cook it for you now.
I'm not hungry.
Victory feast in honor of the victory.
Yes, that sounds wonderful.
Good.
May we
Good.
have a moment to retire? And she looks down and is covered in her own blood. Perhaps I need to freshen up before the feast.
Fine. But you look like champion.
Oh, thank you. And she actually does kind of blush a little bit of coral.
Mariah,
Hey, what's up?
you should speak to the Queen. None of her other allies were here to save her. We were. It might be of interest.
She's up and about at this point, correct?
Yeah.
Your Majesty,
Hmm.
are you feeling better?
I will recover thanks to you.
We were, of course, happy to help. It's in poor taste to not assist when your allies are being put upon. I hope that you would understand this as a strengthening of the relationship that we wish to build with you.
Your gesture does not go unnoticed, nor does your sacrifice of power and blood for us. You have bled in our home for us. We will always remember.
Wonderful. Well,
I name you all scale friends.
oh,
Lorraine
That is
immediately
a-
writes that down.
that is a great honor. We thank you.
We recently recovered something from head of another scale friend.
Okay.
You may have it if you wish. Sauriv, bring the bone crown.
Ask where Sal Reeve is.
Picture that.
What's that?
I've missed that guy.
I was about
Sorry.
to ask where he was.
Primal champion.
Champion.
And he had kind of
Trickster lad.
indeed shifted away, and he
Trickster.
what?
Sorry, I thought I was on mute.
I was like, what is going on in the background?
Sorry,
Speaking in tongues.
that must have been really weird. Sorry.
That was very weird.
Nah,
Heather's
I
having
liked
an
it.
experience, guys.
You know what? I was here for it.
So Sauriv comes bearing what looks kind of like a helm, fashioned from teeth and bone and a little bit of iron. I'm going to quick, I forgot to make a handout here. And he brings it forward on his hands and in his hands and says,
Who? Who takes this?
Lorraine immediately raises her hand as she is royalty beneath the sea.
Do I detect any magic from it?
You do.
What sort of
I'd
magic?
like to focus on it to figure out what kind of magic it is.
This would be, I am not sure. Let me look for it. If you can show that, what that looks like to our
Sparkle crunch magic.
audience. This appears to be,
Dovahkiin magic.
I think transmutation.
Interesting.
My.
Interesting.
That's interesting.
Serene, if you'd like, I can take a look at it and figure out what it does.
Or I think that there needs to be a proper ceremony first of
Yes.
someone being crowned. So Sarayan just immediately drops to her knees, obviously assuming she will be the one wearing the crown.
Oh boy.
I'll need a little bit of time, though, to figure it out.
Sure.
In
But she looks up expectantly, waiting to be crowned.
If this is who you choose,
Sarayan
yes.
looks over her shoulder at everybody else.
Maybe
I
the
don't
last
care.
time we kind of picked something up without checking what it was, it turned out to not be all that useful.
And he just
Maybe.
puts the crown on your head.
Okay.
Sanderson.
you look like a primal champion.
Oh,
And he nods.
thank you. She bows her head, still getting a feel for obviously the weight of it on her, and she definitely like jerks
It's
forward.
a little heavy.
She's
It's-
like,
it's-
and tries to stand up, but is like very rigid, rising to her feet so as to not disrupt the balance of the crown.
Inaris,
Yes.
didn't you say there was someone in a jail cell? Maybe this would be an opportunity to get him freed, if that's what you want.
It's not. so
Oh
much
yeah,
that I
you were
want
telling me
him-
about that guy.
It's not so much that I want him freed. I just want the map that he possesses.
Well, maybe if you see to it that he's freed, he will be generous enough to give you the map.
Well, if you've had your turn with the queen, I will.
I don't think she has anything for me.
You still fought for her. You should get something. You risked your life as much as any of us.
And she agreed to an association with Saltmarsh. She became a neighbor. And a home is only as safe as its neighbors are willing to let it be. And Saltmarsh is my home. So,
A bridge that you will soon own will be your home. She'll toss her hair and approach the queen slowly, and then do a graceful bow. Your Majesty,
Yes, Moonhair.
a question for you, if I may. You have a human in your jail. May I ask what he was imprisoned for?
He was spying on us, lurking in the trees like a fool.
Idiot. He possesses something that could be beneficial to us. I would like it from him, please.
You can have anything from him you wish.
He possesses a map that, if your guards would be so kind as to remove it for his person, I would like to inspect it. Perhaps I can use it to the benefit of us all.
It will be done.
And she'll bow again very graciously and deep. Thank you, Your Majesty. You are very kind.
was
Lorraine is super
Unde-
impressed.
unexpected.
by that show of decorum.
Who are you? What have you done with Anaris?
Hey,
Not stupid.
Nene can-
She's used
yeah.
to groveling.
You
She
see
can
now.
play nicely. She just doesn't.
At this point, there are half a dozen or so regular armed lizard folk in, kind of milling about the throne room. Two of them, at the instruction of Vargach, kind of leave and go out. You hear them sort of chattering in Draconic. You're able to they're not hiding anything from you. You're able to pick up, I guess just Melvin, who speaks Draconic, that the colony is mostly safe. That was mostly there were probably 10 or so lizard folk that were killed in this. The guards were basically had their throat slit, a few others stabbed in place. It was a very targeted assassination attempt that happened. Most of the colony is still okay.
Sarayan will offer to perform burial rites on the ones who lost their lives.
Okay. If you spend some time, they will accept, though they have their own priests who will do it as well. Offering to do that will get you a second look at the temple that you were kicked out of before.
Maybe she's aware of that. No, she's not.
DM.
Yeah.
The room where Blue Man Group was staying. Can I go check that out?
Yeah. I mean, he was just hanging around one of the sort of pools.
Oh, I thought
the
that he
other-
had a little place that he was staying. on the
No, you
map.
just saw, I mean, he at one point just left and sort of started walking around the lair,
Okay,
but you
then I
encountered
misunderstood.
him near where the merfolk were.
Kind of wondering whether it's worth trying to look around for any clues as to anything about them, but Queen Othokent or Sauriv, are either of you aware of the home base of the Suhugan that are near to this area? Or generally speaking, where they typically would come from?
They kind of look at each other, and the queen says, "We are not."
Well, that's something we probably need to take care of at some point. Oy. Tracking them down is gonna be not fun.
So, just out of random curiosity, where are the babies? The little hatchling babies. That love
You
me.
haven't seen them during this combat.
You just want Peter to make the sound again.
It's so cute. I love them so much. Sue me.
Yeah, you haven't seen them.
Fine, I'm gonna go look for them.
Oh, so coy.
Oddly enough, the babies did not take place in the combat. Huh.
I'm
They
gonna be
should
like,
have.
here, babies.
Seems
I
weird.
want some beef jerky.
A real baby would stand and
Sorry,
fight.
sorry, comes around the corner and just like unleashes a swarm of lizard folk babies. Just
If you go back to your quarters, you will find that they have torn apart your packs. All of your belongings are scattered, around the room, mixed together. They are both playing with anything shiny, whether it be coins or other metal objects. And then one of them seems to have... actually, I get to use this. This is great. A lot of your rations are gone, and Inaris, one of them has vomited all over your pack, having eaten probably enough rations for a full-sized medium creature. And as you say, it looks up to you, still wearing this, happy smile of of crusted ration vomit and looks up to you and just.
Oh god. Okay, 1. That's the cutest thing ever. 2,
Happy
if there's
smile of crusted ration vomit.
if there's
Covered
nobody
in
around,
crusty vomit.
if there's nobody around Daenerys, she will just bust out laughing and go sit on the ground with them. And she has a little mirror in her pack, and she will take it out and dangle it for them to play with.
They will
Except for
crawl
Barky,
all
who
over
probably wants to
you
sleep.
for the shiny.
Shiny.
Do it for the shiny.
As
So
long as
Daenerys
the-
kind of disappears doing this. The rest of you.
I would like to borrow Melvin and see if the two of us might be able to poke around the bodies of those that attacked for any clues or potentially anything useful that they might have carried on their persons.
Thankfully, Melvin is for lease, so you can do that.
Melvin was definitely following Serene, taking copious notes about the crown that she has on, trying to figure it out while she's walking.
Okay, come back here. I'm
looks
gonna grab him by the
Melvin.
collar.
Sarayan looks to Melvin and is like, "Oh, I'll let you look at it later."
Oh, okay. That's
She
fine.
wanders down the hallway into her chambers to get all of her dried blood off of her.
You're with me, kid. Come on.
Yeah, you come into the room. It's absolutely torn apart. Your belongings are everywhere, and you see Daenerys playing with 2 lizardfolk hatchlings. Then
Does that one have vomit on its face?
It would appear that we need more rations. I'm not sure why.
Sarayan rushes to her bag, realizing that her things have been tampered with, and she begins frantically scrambling to pick them all up. She's inspecting them against the light, and she's like, "Really? Someone should be watching them. Where's their nanny?" And she starts kind of stuffing her stuff back into her pack.
a few
They're just
pages into
babies.
your notebook, they have taken the liberty to scribble all over it.
Sarayan lifts up her notebook, which for some reason, weirdly canon, is the Union Jack. No, I'm just kidding. But she lifts up her notebook and is like, "All of my notes! Where's Melvin? Melvin!"
I have a technical question, DM.
Yeah.
My pack is the bag of holding. So, did they get anything out of that? Question.
What was in there?
What is in there? Basically anything that wouldn't be on
There's
my
a few
person.
babies
So,
missing.
there are a number of books, various titles. I won't go into what those are. A map case, a separate set of clothing, a concertina, a mess kit, manacles, some rations. So if they wanted food, if they thought to themselves, food.
The mess kit and rations, yes, are on the
Okay.
floor, kind of
All
just dumped out onto the ground.
Cool. Didn't
They
touch
seem
my
to have gathered
library.
all of your rations into a big food pile.
Amazing.
Thank God there's gonna be a feast tonight in our honor. But Sarayan does go and get cleaned up after she has collected all of her belongings. Is there anywhere in the room, DM, that she can put them that will be out of reach of the lizard folk children?
Not really. There are cots, and that's about it. It's
All right.
very Spartan accommodation.
So Sarayan, she's clutching her pack, and she just wanders backwards into the bath area, to get clean, and she's just like looking, skulks, closes the
Which
door.
brings me to there are no bathrooms here. There's not a bath area. There are a couple. You know that just around the corner there is a very large pool.
The riverbed.
But
Oh, so she goes in, I guess, to an adjoining room, believing it to be a bathroom, looks over her shoulder, realizes she's in another identical room with nowhere to hide anything, literally makes the sound, "Ah!" and then goes off down the hallway, remembering the pool where she had previously conferenced with the other tribal folk, and then that's where she goes. But she's holding her pack, and she's not breaking eye contact with any of the small children.
Okay, they
her
don't
belongings
chase
are
you.
hers. Oh, what? She seems so friendly. Why?
They're distracted by a little mirror, and you can go out and you can, at least in swamp water, wash your clothing and armor and such.
She's gonna do the best she can.
Yeah.
Melvin, would you like to take the lead on an investigation check?
Melvin!
Sure, yeah.
You hear
why not?
calling down the hall.
Did you just hear that? Sounded like someone was calling for me.
No, I'm sure it was the wind.
Must have been the wind.
Sounds like Melvin all the time.
Yeah, I can take a look.
Roll at advantage.
Do an advantage roll.
With my Kraken Dex.
Good one.
That is a 17 total.
I'm sorry, what are you looking at?
Examining the dead.
Right. There were things going on.
It's okay.
So the hooked. Okay, I'll start off. Besides the weapons and basic armor, nothing. There. It seems that they were existing here. There's a pouch of like 4 gold and 10 silver on the elf, now learned to be Malenti.
Okay.
And besides that, nothing much. Just what you would expect on a typical on a soldier: the weapons, the armor, and but the net that the what's it called? The Coalinth sergeant carried is interesting. You haven't seen something like this before. It's brutal. It's cruel, but an interesting weapon.
All right.
With a net weighted for a longer throw distance and with hooks sewn into it.
All right. Well, it's interesting at the very least.
Yeah.
Prion, do you want this?
I will take a look.
Sorry, I didn't hear that.
I'll take a look.
Yeah, you look at it and it's hard to find exactly where to grab it that you wouldn't prick yourself with these rusty hooks, and you would almost feel bad about whatever you threw this around, right?
Yeah.
Like, it would not only wrap the creature in a net, but when it wrapped itself around, it would hook it with dozens of barbs and restrain it that way. So just the act of struggling would start to sort of rend their flesh. But you think with some time, you might be able to use this eventually. You think by the very weight of it and the way you saw the creature throw it, it probably has a longer range than just a regular rope net.
Destroy it.
What?
I think you should destroy it.
Why?
Because I wouldn't use that against anyone. I'd rather put them out their
Why not?
misery sooner.
It's a tool. It's useful.
It's a tool of torment. You imagine getting caught up in that net. That would be horrible.
Yeah, that's why I'm endeavoring for it to not be me. Or anyone else in this room.
I can't use that. I'm sorry.
Fair enough. I will shove it into the bag of holding when I get back to it.
Okay.
I'm sure it's fine. I'm sure no little lizard children have gotten into it. I mean, that's not the sort of thing that happens around here.
Oof. Oof.
Apparently,
I'm not playing another game where I pick up some other baggage.
Where are their nannies?
Preon will be
I don't know, Soren, go
sitting
find out.
down, binding his wounds and taking a short rest.
Jeez. It's not even, partway through the morning yet, and I'm already fucking exhausted.
Were you wounded?
Oh, not wounded. I just expended practically every resource I have at my disposal to do anything that is useful. So it's going to be an interesting day if we run into anything that wants to slash at us, eat us, bludgeon us to death, etc.
Rest.
It's been several interesting days, if you ask me.
It really has, yeah. Well, you know what? I was just about to say I'm eager to return to Saltmarsh to go to a bar. Turn to Salreeve. Do you guys do alcohol here?
They do freshened water.
I've learned.
Yes. Yes. We leave the fruits out.
Okay. Interesting.
Then they ferment, I'm guessing.
Yes.
Serayan oddly back for the alcohol conversation.
So Ryan's like, tell me more about your fermented fruit. Tell me about it. But also, sorry, when you have a moment, you've said something that troubled me. I don't want to take any more of your time right now, though. But just before we leave, something about the Triton that you said earlier. Mariah, ask him about alcohol. She starts scribbling in her notes.
If you have any to spare, I would gladly partake. I don't care how shit-faced I get.
Yes. We will bring you the juice of the fruits left to rot.
Wonderful. Great.
That's how I'm going to describe wine tomorrow at work.
And they will bring you a couple wine skins. Never have you been more aware of the origin of that particular instrument.
I've seen worse.
These wine skins are a bit skinnier than most that you're used to. And indeed, the aroma of alcohol is...
This is just a stomach.
Yeah.
I think it's a bladder.
Yes.
Is that better?
Use it if you've got it.
Yes. Bladder better than stomach.
That sounds disgusting. None for me, thanks.
I'll pass.
Sounds fine to me.
Thorayan holds up a goblet and says, just a little bit. Sorry, you mentioned that the Triton had been forceful with the Lizardfolk? That there had been some sort of aggression between our people incited by the Triton? I find it difficult to believe I haven't heard about that. Not that I'm questioning the veracity of what you told me, I just need to understand.
You all have pushed us from place to place for much time. Triton, human, elf, dwarf. We go and make home where we must. For our hatchlings, for future. But when you want our home for yours, you always take. It is the story of our people.
Were you displaced by the Triton?
I do not know.
I mean,
But
the history looks I've read have only said that the Tritons did everything we did to be helpful to others. I don't understand how that could be true, but also what you tell me is true. I'll think about this. I'm sorry. And she just kind of sits down and is lost in thought.
Read. Triton.
Is there anything
Of
here?
dragons.
Of dragons. She writes down. Is there a particular book? Is there something I could borrow here?
I have not. Is curse of our people.
Thank you for your help and your hospitality.
As that progresses, I'm gonna go find myself a remote corner somewhere. After having done the equivalent of 3 shots, and retune my violin and just kind of freestyle for a while.
Okay. Anything you're particularly trying to evoke here or search for?
I think after everything that has happened in the last couple of days, I just kind of want to clear my mind. I feel like I'm being pressed in on too many sides and just need a fucking break. So it's gonna be whatever happens as I try my best to clear my mind of everything that's stressing me the fuck out.
Okay. So yeah, you're more than able to do this without sorry, I'm fielding a couple things.
It's all good.
You can find a quiet spot to just play and recover. As you play the music and play the melodies that you are familiar with, there's a comfort to them. But as soon as you start to improvise, as soon as you tap into those fancies, when you think, oh, this would be fun, or this is different, and even especially when you come to the point of, I wonder if anyone's ever done this, occasionally you see that purple spark kind of flitting from the string. As you stop, it doesn't persist. Only when you feel truly inspired, when you really lay into the melodies and transform them and are witty about them, do they do this for you.
Is there a knowledge check to try to figure out what this is?
Make an Arcana check if you would.
All right, let's give that a try-sies over here with me cracking die. Oh, I rolled a 19. So what do I add to that? I add 3, so 22.
22. Interesting. So you have heard of times when Fey magic, the magic of the Fey realm, the magic that is organic and unpredictable in the world, can kind of manifest itself. This feels like that. There is something about the realms which are just a little bit thin at the moment. As you kind of come to that understanding, sorry, I forgot to mention to everyone, our Talise needs to head off just a little bit early tonight. So, sorry, but we'll keep going for a bit, but we are just going to send hearts to her as she has to take off for a bit. So, sorry, I forgot to mention that. Sorry, Talise. We will see you next
My
week.
fault for not reminding you too. That's
all good. Don't worry about it.
See you later.
guys. Thanks for having
Bye.
us. Thanks everybody. Bye.
Bye.
Okay.
So yeah, that's what you feel, and that's what you know about that. This purple sparks, the energy around the spells that are being cast. That's what you think. Think of.
As I come to that realization, I pull the violin down from my chin and put it away. And just sit in silence.
Okay. As everyone starts to sort of split up, do their own things, some finding food, others binding their wounds and resting, most depart from the throne room. And as you're kind of accustomed to Nether, just standing, watching everyone do whatever their will guides them to, you just stop and watch them being drawn to one thing or another. They all go along and you sit still, and soon enough, you're sitting there, everyone milling about, the guards not paying attention, not seeing Nether, and the queen just sitting there on her throne looking contemplative, and you seem to have a moment with her.
I'm glad you didn't die, Your Majesty.
I bet I'm more glad of that.
I would suspect that's true. I'm glad that our alliance is intact.
It is. Though, I suspect maintenance of that on your end will be more difficult than on ours.
You are wise. May I ask, how did you become queen? Is it a position that you inherit? Is it something that is chosen because of strength or wisdom or merit?
Some queens chosen by strength, some by wisdom. Others, well, some by birth because of who the parent represented. So I suppose by hope, by optimism. Myself, they said I was wise.
The leaders of Saltmarsh are mostly the leaders because they have a great amount of treasure, which they use to buy power. But while that power is certainly formidable, there is other power. I think that we may have demonstrated that to you here today. And I would ask that you think of your alliance as being more with us as opposed to with the Council of Saltmarsh. And should you need to call upon them, call upon one of us. Call upon me. The Council, they will serve their own ends, and their own ends always. They will see the benefit of a strong and happy neighbor, but they cannot be trusted.
This I can do, Nether. However, if I see the shining boots stamping on the necks of my children, and their flags show your town, so shall it be your name I curse, if you wish to be that.
I ask that there is communication, at least an attempt made. There are forces at work here that I do not think would be happy about an alliance.
I am certain of this, Nether.
So
Make it right for both of us. And I shall give praise where praise is due and laud victory of the victor. Not
is
of
very
the flag
fair.
the victor flies.
Very fair. Have a good day.
Be well.
The Nether will also. She'll go in search of Mariah.
Okay. It'll probably take some time, but you will find her sort of sitting by herself. I don't know if it's in the corner, her quarters, or another corner of the lair, but you can find her elsewhere. Unless you are trying not to be found by Nether.
Not actively. More like I'd rather not be stumbled upon by, in the main traffic.
You find her laying low.
Are you hiding?
That seems to imply intention.
Are you unintentionally hiding?
Yeah, sure. Let's call it that.
Do you wish to be left alone?
Not particularly. Just needed a moment to myself, but that moment has sailed away in the wind. Not by your doing or anything. I already ruined the moment for myself, so it's all good.
All right. I thought that this day has gone pretty well as far as all things are concerned.
Yeah,
Are you
compared to other
upset
stuff,
about
yeah.
something?
Yeah. There's a phrase that gets tossed around every now and then, not that I entirely understand its origin, but sort of straw that broke the camel's back sort of situation, but not quite there, I feel like there are just so many little things that build up on one another, And I would really like them all to just not.
Well, it's been a busy few days.
Yeah.
Was it yesterday that we fought a crocodile that had 1,000 teeth? Was it the day before that we took over a ship full of bloodthirsty smugglers? And was it the day before that we went into a house that was haunted and had a weird skeleton with a blue beard? At least that's what you all said.
He did have a really strange beard. I would say that this is probably the most varied work that I've done in quick succession in a while. So that's something.
Do you ever get the feeling that something is moving you? Maybe it's for your own good or for the good of some other purpose, but that you don't necessarily have a say in it.
Oh, well, I've lived a good many years attempting to avoid any sense of that feeling, so, maybe when I'm trying, or rather, when I fail to try hard enough. Sure.
I was in one place for so long, doing the same thing for so long, and now I couldn't have imagined it being here like this just a few days ago.
Lots changed for you.
Feels like being in the current of some sort of river, a tide, being swept along.
Yeah, you're not powerless against that, though. Give yourself some more credit. You've shown a lot that, I mean, I've never seen before. Seems like maybe some of it's a bit new to you as well. So.
Well, I will. I'll leave you be. Nether reaches out and sort of gently touches your chin. I knew you were beautiful. She
The
stands
fuck
up.
that's supposed to mean?
Means I always thought you were.
Yeah,
Now I can see it.
Say what now?
I can see it. It's been an interesting few days. And I'll sort of start to walk away.
So you're just gonna walk away and not explain that? That's real casual, Nether. Good job.
Something else to think about?
Gee, thanks.
So, before retiring for the evening, after having cleaned herself and her belongings off as well as she could in the swamp water, Sorayan remembered her promise to Melvin to let him inspect the crown. And so she... Excuse me, Sean! So
it sounded like an oddly specific euphemism, but, you know, D&D.
Didn't. I feel like that cannot be true. You hear what you want to hear. Anyway.
I always want to hear the euphemism, so fair enough.
I mean, yeah, fair enough. So, Sorayan sets off in pursuit of Melvin to let him, with no euphemism, implied, inspect the crown.
Yeah, go ahead. Melvin, you see Sorayan kind of, approaching you in the way that only she can. And
which is how exactly?
Covered in blood and
DM?
swamp water.
The two of you, both confident and ever sort of calculating about how to look confident, but not too confident. But still, but I got this.
Fair enough. I imagine Sorayan is kind of shuffling down the hallway. Do you guys remember how this, Princess Zora walked in the Ocarina of Time? She's like, and that's kind of how she's shuffling down the hallway because she's still getting used to the weight of the crown on her head, and she's just and then she kind of has to regain her balance, and then she'll start to wander again, but she believes she's trying to look very elegant.
That's funny. I also have something very sad to reveal to Sorayan, though, based on your earlier comment, and I forgot. I'm sorry, this is really sad. Sorayan doesn't know what it's like to have a bath because She lives
She's
underwater.
only ever been underwater. She just knows she's covered in muckety muck, and she doesn't want to be covered in muckety muck.
That doesn't happen underwater. So, yeah.
So yeah, I
That's
guess
the
she's
sound
still
you hear,
covered in
Melvin, as she
muckety muck.
approaches you. You hear a sound. "Oh."
And what's she gonna do the first time she goes to a spa?
Oh dear. You still are covered in blood. Do you want me to take care of that for you?
Could you? I went into the water. I had read in a book about how people on the surface, when they become dirty, they do this thing called bathing. And so then I went to the water and I tried to figure out how bathing worked, but I don't think I did a good job, and I'm still covered in muck. And I'm sorry, this is so undignified. I can't believe it. And what is this? Is this what crying is?
I'll snap my fingers and cast prestidigitation to clean her off. It might take a couple of rounds to fully clean.
So you feel yourself slowly but surely begin to sparkle and shine thanks to the prestidigitation of Melvin.
But now she's gonna cry anyway.
Is this still what crying is? She feels a huge weight, and she looks down at her freshly cleaned and polished armor, and she thinks, oh, that looks almost as though I wasn't brutally attacked earlier, but she can still see the holes in the holes through her mail where she had been wounded.
It'll still need some minor repair.
Yeah, but she looks up, relieved, sighs. Thank you. I'm very sorry that I behaved in such an undignified manner. You had wanted to see my crown. And she removes it from her head, and then realizing now the weight of a crown, because also being underwater, she wouldn't know what it feels like to hold weight on herself.
Heavy weighs the crown.
Heavy weighs the crown. And so she takes off the crown, she kind of rolls out her neck and hands it over, and she's like, that's oddly heavy. In my hands, it's not, because I'm pretty strong, but on my head, it feels heavy. I don't know.
DM, is the crown very heavy?
Yeah, how heavy is the crown?
Yeah, it's like a regular helm, not too much heavier than that. But yeah, I mean, not super comfortable.
Okay, Melvin struggles a little bit to carry it. He's not very strong.
Do you need my help? I could take it to a table.
No, it's all right. I got it.
Oh, yeah, you
walk over
like
to the table.
You've got
it.
Saran.
Clunk.
She no longer has to walk like Princess Or.
I will sit down and open my book, and I will ritual cast Identify.
Okay. You see Melvin start to incant. You hear him start to incant some syllables and make gestures as he has placed his hand on this crown. And as he continues to speak, Melvin, after about 10 minutes, you learn that this is a helm of underwater action.
Interesting.
Comically useless to Sarayan.
But she's a princess.
Well, Sarayan, I'm not sure how useful this will be to you. Do I have details on that? Can I look that up, or?
You can look it up. It's a
cool.
regular it's a
cool.
Regular.
Yes.
It's a nice little dealio. So while wearing the helmet, you can breathe underwater. You gain 60-foot dark vision, and you gain a swimming speed of 30 feet. It does require attunement.
Damn. We'll see. I think this will. I mean, it'll allow you to breathe underwater and swim.
I already do those things.
Yeah, that's what I mean when I say it's probably not very helpful for you. I mean, it looks nice, I guess.
You think it looks nice on me?
I mean, it's a little aggressive. With all the bones and stuff. But if you want to intimidate people, I guess it'd be helpful.
I'm a diplomat, and diplomats, they don't win by being being intimidating. But warriors do, and she puts it back on her head. And so she kind of has to get used to it on her shoulder. She's clearly struggling because she enjoys the idea of her noble birth being recognized via a physical cue in the world. But she also intellectually understands that perhaps this could be put to better use with another member of her newfound group of adventuring friends. And so she removes the crown, looks at it, looks to Melvin. So, what you're saying is that this would help someone who doesn't have the ability to exist and be functional underwater. It would allow them to do that?
Yeah, pretty much.
Well, then I shouldn't have it. Although I do really wish I had a crown. Who do you think I should give it to?
Well, I don't know. Maybe we should ask the rest of the group.
Sure.
I don't think that's something we can decide on our own.
Maybe I think that's right, because earlier you weren't there for this, but we had a big argument and then everyone had to vote. So I think that we should go back and we should vote. And
okay.
Yes, it made sense initially for me to take it just because I'm from a royal lineage, and so I assumed that would be the most reasonable. But I think you're right. Now that I know I can't use it, I should go back and, as a magnanimous ruler, give it to someone else.
Wow.
Love it.
What do you think, Melvin?
Melvin
Wow.
busies himself putting his book and his pearl away.
Okay, and so she wanders down the hallway to go to our sleeping quarters because she wants to redistribute the crown.
Okay.
As a magnanimous ruler.
Are you guys going to spend that much time here, or are you heading back?
We should get back to our
We should head
boat.
back. Yeah. And Sarayan wouldn't want to run the risk of the crown being regifted, being seen by the Lizardfolk, because that would be very, very rude. So she will wear it out and onto the boat.
They wants to throw us a feast, guys.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, that's right.
Well, they will provide you with a nice platter of roasted sahuagin.
Yeah.
And coalinth.
Cool.
Wow, thank you so much. We have
Eat
to
up,
get back
Sarayan.
to... Sarayan takes just a little bit of what she's guessing is sahuagin because she at least hates them with a fiery passion. She's like... and pops it in her mouth.
It resembles what you had last time. It's not terrible.
Remember, Sarayan, as a diplomat, you're going to have to taste the native cuisines of all of the various communities that you visit.
Oh, so... And she looks pointedly at the locanth on the plate. I should have this?
Absolutely.
Of course. And she looks into the eyes of the lizard folk with holding the proffered tray. And
I've heard that the dwarves take organ meat and grind it up and stick it inside the stomach of a beast and serve that.
Yeah. It can be
That's
roasted,
very delicious.
grilled.
Thank you. She starts trying to back out of the situation, bowing out the door.
Did you
Holding
just
on
start playing combat music for Lorraine?
And roll initiative!
It was like, oh!
Oh, boy.
They weren't convinced by her farce of enjoying the food. Roll initiative.
Some serious eating.
I think before we get out of here. We've got an errant map that needs to be tracked down.
Indeed. They will say that they found the cell empty.
Ugh!
But there was a rolled up parchment with a note that says, to the pretty elf lady.
All right, give me my map.
All right. They will give it to you, and it will be paired with another note. It seems like a map. There are certain locations written on there, lines drawn between them, some dotted lines, some curving, swirling lines. It doesn't make a lot of sense. And it says, come find me in Saltmarsh, and I'll tell you what it means. Pretty elf lady.
Pretty drow.
Pretty drow, yeah.
Fucking hell. So I'm gonna actually have to have a drink with this idiot to figure this out. And she'll start to swear in drow. If anybody can speak drow, you know the obscenities that she is spewing. If you can't, you have no idea.
Serain has no idea.
I know what swear sounds like when I hear one.
Nether
regardless of
listens
what language
intently,
it
but she
is.
has no idea what you're saying.
You will be able to get a short rest before heading out, should you wish.
Do any of the hatchlings follow us?
Okay. We are not picking up strays.
I mean, you know, if they follow us, I mean, we can't help it. We'd have to.
One or two of them kind of follow you on the way out, but then some lizard folk grab them away. They kind of grab after you as you go.
What are their names? She'll sort of pet them on the head.
They don't have names yet. They're not old enough.
Well, I'll probably still be in Saltmarsh. Come find me and I'll give you some more beef jerky.
They definitely understand that.
I'll say it in Draconic so they do understand.
Oh. They hear food when their eyes light up, and then they kind of whine as you continue to go away.
You trying to just break me?
To the boat!
The winds are blowing a bit stronger as you make your way back out onto the jolly boat. And it's occasional gusts that almost throw you off your balance on the boat. And these gusts come, and it almost is a blast of cold air blowing across the swamp, and you can tell probably further out there's going to be more fearsome weather as far as you can tell. And as the lightning comes about, you see it flash in the sky behind the clouds. You see flashes of purple. Not the regular sort of white, blue hue of lightning that you're used to.
Melvin will hunker down in the very middle of the jolly boat.
Is there anything about this purple lightning that I'm finding compelling, or other than the fact that it's purple?
It's a little exciting to you. It feels like it feels like adventure, like excitement and uncertainty.
I don't like that.
You slowly make your way out of the delta towards where you know the ship is anchored, and the waves begin to rock the boat more heavily. At times it feels like you're almost not making progress because of the way the tide is carrying the boat.
I don't like this boat ride. I liked it better when it was calm.
That's fair, kiddo.
The heavy chop continues, and you can see the naked mast, or the naked pair of masts, standing from this as of yet unnamed sea ghost. They sit there on the horizon as purple lightning begins to churn around your current boat.
Are we going to be able to make it?
Unclear at the moment.
Oh, no.
It doesn't seem to be coming much nearer. You can see already there are panicked deckhands running around. You see the little specks near the gunnels as they are running back and forth, some climbing up the shrouds, grabbing a loose stay to refurl the sail so it doesn't carry and uproot the anchor and even potentially capsize the ship. You think you are about quarter-mile out as this storm begins to rage stronger and stronger.
All right.
Are there
Who
any...
is rowing, or are you using a sail?
Prion lead. I'm assisting.
Okay. Those of you rowing, make an athletics check.
Yeah, Saran I think would be rowing because she's
Oh yeah.
built.
I'm not a good rower. I'll help manage other things.
Saran has removed the crown from her head and plopped it onto the head of Nether.
What the...
It'll help if we go overboard. You'll be able to be in the water and you'll be fine.
I rolled an
Just keep
18
it on.
plus 5, 23.
23.
Let me
Prion
get
is
mine
carrying
out.
his oar with absolute professionalism.
Put it in the water! Oh!
I rolled a 9 plus 5, 14.
14 is not bad, not great. Not great, not terrible.
She's
And,
distracted.
You continue, and you notice, Prion, you actually have to slow your row because of you would be veering the ship in a different direction otherwise. Saran, you keep continuing, both you and Prion, and one of your a particularly chilly gust of wind cuts across the boat. One of your bandages whoosh, flies off and lands down into the water.
Saran looks over her shoulder, kind of losing her grip on the paddle.
And as you continue, those of you looking around, not concentrating on rowing, you can see 1, 2, 3 dorsal fins then cut through the water. All around you now, purple lightning striking up along the clouds. And one giant dorsal fin emerges and then crashes down to the ground.
What sort of creature are these?
One comes very close to the ship. You can see it is clearly a shark. Large shark. Continue to row as the seas pummel and the lightning flashes overhead.
Is this normal?
I call out to the
Lightning
shark.
certainly isn't.
Okay.
I call out to the shark and ask him what's going on.
You ask it that, and it gives you no response. It even says back in the telepathic language it kind of comes back in is sort of unclear. It says, "Stalk that boat. Stalk that boat. Stalk that boat. Follow it. Follow it. Stalk that boat. Stalk that boat. Do it. Go. Faster. Stalk that boat. Stay near it. Don't lose it." The master says, "Stalk that boat. Stalk that boat."
turn around to the group. These are being controlled by... Sorry. These are being controlled by something.
Fuck. Of course they are. Just our luck.
Creatures in the water?
Evidently.
Sharks.
Can we move a little faster?
Get
What
to
are they
about,
saying?
I gotta stop the boat.
About an eighth of a mile now to the main ship. You're getting closer, so the effort is immense.
Do you think they're here to help us? Like, could we throw a line out and have them pull us or something?
When they say they're stalking the boat, I'm assuming they're talking about the big boat, yeah?
Your boat. You
Oh,
see
our
dorsal
boat.
fins around your boat.
They've been asked to stalk us. I don't know about attacking.
Sounds ominous.
We should just keep rowing.
Going.
I wouldn't put a hand in the water.
Oh, definitely.
As the wind continues, this the clouds seem to sink from the sky down, and as the lightning flashes, you realize that perhaps it was regular lightning and it was just the clouds that were different color. It's dark, but the mist surrounding you has this faintly pinkish, purplish color. As you begin to reach the deck, you can now hear the voices of your crew calling out to you, saying, "God damn it, get over here quick! We've got to pull the anchor, it's going to pull us all down!" Prion and Sarayan, I need one more athletics check from you to get the last distance to the boat.
I rolled a 13 plus 5. 18.
We got a Kraken dice roll from Sarayan.
Sarayan has never been confronted by this sort of situation, and as we have seen previously, things that she does not understand freak her out. So I rolled a 3 plus 5 is 8.
Gotcha. Please make a Constitution saving throw.
I would love to do that. Okay, so I rolled a 10, and let me just double check and make sure about modifiers. Plus 2, 12.
Okay, Sarayan, you have taken 1 point of exhaustion. You just power through it, and you're able to keep up with Prion. And you guys are able to get to the side of the boat and be helped up. The crew is in absolute shambles. One starts to pull up the anchor, two of the others start to pull up the jolly boat, and just running about. Those of you proficient in water vehicles know that this ship in disarray, the way the waves are beginning to crest, with the fins darting around the boat, everything, this thing needs order now and structure, or it won't last the storm. It is time soon to decide who will take what place in the crew in order to give this vessel some chance at life. You will have some time. Your characters have very little time, but you all will have a little bit of time to think of that as you prepare the ship for the storm and try to weather it next session.